we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah, let's kick
Uh,
it off.
so, just as a formal intro, I am here. I'm going to pop my LaCroix as like the we've begun
Hell
sort of
yeah.
thing. I am here with Woody from Chicago, and we're going to be looking at top three of Camp KQ. How's it going, Woody?
It's going pretty good. Pretty good. How about you?
Good, good. I'm doing great. I'm sipping on this key lime, the best LaCroix flavor. Shoutouts to LaCroix in these trying times.
Hell yeah.
Um,
I just
Go ahead.
that long ago, so I'm happy. So not
Oh,
nearly as
gotcha.
bougie.
um, so real
Right.
quick before we dive in, we're just gonna look through, like I said, top three, which was in order: Woody first place, Jeremy's team second place, my team third place. Um, and I kind of just wanted to talk through like the draft process and like what your thoughts were going, like even before this tournament was in preparation for like months. It felt like all I could think about for like 6 months of my life last year was this tournament and the build up to it, especially with so many going to so many tournaments in between like the beginning of the year and when camp happened. And there was that period where we all knew our teams, and it was like hush hush. Everyone kind of knew who had who, but not really. I definitely spoiled some things in the process, especially I think at KQ 30. I definitely told some people very drunkenly who was on my team. Uh, Sorry, Dylan. But it was kind of like caught up in the moment, and I definitely was like, "Oh, if you tell me, I'll tell you." Like, let's just oh, yeah, let's talk about it. Um, so what were you looking for in the draft? Where were you like in the draft? Like, I never figured that part out. Like, where exactly everybody was. I figured
I
you were
was
towards
like,
the end, or maybe not. I don't know.
I actually think I was like early teens.
Oh, gotcha. So you were
Yeah,
like
because
more towards the middle.
I had requested like seventh because I didn't
Oh.
know how Dylan was gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was hoping that like if no one, I was hoping that no one else would say seventh. And then he would just be like, "Well, no one said seventh except for Woody, and I'll give it to him." And that's not what happened.
It happened with some spots like I think it was Walshy. I think Walshy was last because he asked last. Like he said, I want
Huh?
last pick. And Dylan was like, no one asked for it, you take it, sort of thing. So I,
Yeah,
I I
because
also did the same thing you did, where I was like, I want like ninth. Like give
yeah,
me a
yeah.
number no one's thinking about, but
Yeah,
maybe they
exactly.
are. And I imagine everybody thought the same thing, where they were like these
How
obscure
many
numbers in the middle.
how many queens even was it? I don't even recall.
Uh, I guess I could count all the. I think it was like
Yeah, just
20
turned it. There's
something.
16, 18, 20.
16? 16 seems right. Or maybe there's a little
It,
more.
I counted at least 27 or
Oh,
28.
jeez.
I think it's 28 on. I think it's 28
Oh my
because
goodness.
I just counted the faces and I count 28.
Let me look at the challenge really quick, actually. I can just figure this out.
Oh yeah, that's so easy.
25, I think? 25, it looks like.
25. Oh, maybe I counted
Holy
like
cow.
all of John K's heads and
His million heads. Where's yours at? Oh, yeah, John did your
top right.
picture.
Yeah, John Young from Chicago did
Oh
me,
my
Cesar, and
god.
Dre,
They're
and
all
it all
so
like
good.
shared a theme, and they're so freaking cool.
They're
I
so.
lost my mind at the video was where I lost my mind because like Javen did all the um like editing for that hype video, and
Hmm.
mine was like a swirling tornado
Yeah.
of like KQ real. It was like a day map gameplay was the tornado, and I was like, oh my god, I love that so much.
That
I
video
don't
was so
remember
incredible.
what was yours.
Mine was just.
Obviously, we have your art up
Yeah, but
front
my
of the
photo was when Dylan got like his film camera pretty early on. Like you see
Mhm.
Dylan Higgins on his Instagram, especially you'll see all these awesome like Killer Queen photos taken on film. So it's like Dylan was like, I got this new camera, come try it out in front of ground control. So I was like, oh, it's a great headshot of me, and then they just made it blue. But in the video, it's just the that good shit copy pasta just flying through really quick,
Yeah,
which was
remember
hilarious.
that.
Yeah, it's really really good. Jamin was like, I got yours figured out already, and I'm like, perfect.
It's
Uh,
very you. I love that.
it
Oh
was
my god.
so good. Like, there's so many layers. Like, oh man, if I had to pick like top three best headshot, I mean, Dre's is incredible. I love the multi-arm thing. Like, the full art of it is incredible. I think Pierre's is awesome. That's like
Yeah,
the
Pierce is
coolest one,
cool.
maybe. And then John Marks is super fucking solid.
Yeah.
Chaco's
I
was really good.
I
Andy's
also
was
love
great.
Dan Shups,
Oh
just
yeah, Dan's
because
right
of
here.
like the sheer muscle. It's just like it's so him.
Yeah.
Dan Geef.
And then Tyler's was
Um,
great. I don't know. Everybody's was great.
yeah, there's just so many good ones. Uh, it's kind of hard to say. Oh, Toshi, I gotta give a shout out to Toshi's
Oh yeah,
was
Toshi's was
hilarious.
awesome. That's I don't remember their name exactly, but they do a lot of the art for the person that did this does a lot of art for the Seattle thing, so it was nice to like get the hometown
Yeah,
representation there.
and I
Ichika's on
like
with the bucket.
fucking, and I like that Jeremy is a shout out to the Drone Daddy game he made.
Yep. Long lost game at this
He's
point.
like him as a dating sim because of wait, is it lost? It's gone.
I don't think it's lost, but it's just been a
Oh
while
my
since I've like
that
played
would
it. That's what I meant
that's
by
so
that.
terrible. I never touched it. I watched Belia play it and I was like, that's enough.
It was like surprisingly in depth. Like there were multiple. I think there were multiple endings. I think it came out at the same
Yeah,
time Doki Doki came out, or around that
yeah.
when it got big.
It was really good. It's really well done. Good job, Jeremy.
So you were seventh? No, ninth?
No, I
Or no?
ended up like I
Okay,
think I was like 18 or early
gotcha.
teens, like 13 or something like that.
Hmm.
Actually, there was man, me and Dre's a maniac. He like tried to figure out what everyone's pick order was,
Yeah.
and I like he like had a doc of like what he thought people were at. And I was like, that's insane, dude. Like, how do
uh,
you? I don't even know how we figured it out, but it was pretty accurate.
Definitely.
Um,
When I talked to Dylan, he was like, "I'm worried someone's gonna make a doc that's tracking all this stuff." So that's hilarious to hear that somebody was doing exactly that.
Everyone was making docs. I had a doc. Sometimes people had docs.
I had a rough idea. I was keeping tabs, but I tried not to get like. I was like, if I get too into this, I'm just gonna think about it 24/7. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely dove really hard into camp. Like you said, like was just months of lead up thinking about this tournament. But it was also weird because it was in July, right?
Yeah, I
So
felt
it
like
was
the
right after 30.
yeah, it really ramped up around 30, and I think a lot of the hype from it came from 30, especially because like, oh my god, like I don't know if you did this, but at 30, I tried to get like Carlos to play with me. I tried to get Sarah to play with me like as much as possible without telling them.
That's funny.
Uh, which was really really hard to do with all the people there. But I'm just like, hey, what's up? I've never really talked to you before. Hi, my name's Cody. Blah 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 blah. Do you want to play together really quick right now? Okay. I want you to do this really specific thing. Thank you. Okay, great. Bye. And like, just trying to be super under the radar about it. Which like I later asked, I asked them like, did you have any sort of suspicion? Especially Kyle. Like, Kyle came down. Kyle came down like the week I picked him, like the day I picked him, and
That's
and
crazy.
I was like, oh, I didn't know you were coming to camp. Blah 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 blah. All this stuff, and just like super excited, but trying not to like fanboy too hard to where I gave it away.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Um,
Yeah, I remember the espionage games back then were so interesting.
yeah, for sure. And knowing
Like,
who was on what,
yeah, I didn't share my team with anyone, like any other people.
that's good. Way to hold true to like the spirit of it.
But Nick Davis, I gave it away. I didn't tell. I told Nick, but I didn't like grab him and be like, "Hey Nick, you're on my team." It was like
Hmm.
just like at the bar late and like talking about camp and
Yeah.
just like the look on my face, you know. And he was just
Yeah.
like, he's like, "Hold up," and I was like, "God damn it!"
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then
Uh,
I think he actually because it's funny because Nick was actually kind of the linchpin for the team in a way because we talk all the time about KQ, like obviously
yeah.
very close friends, and he was why Brian and Quinn were both on my radar at all.
Like
Like we
he
had
gave
talked
you the
about, yeah, because I
yeah.
was like I specifically asked because there were so many San Francisco and Seattle people
Hmm.
in the pool that I was like, who are these people?
Yeah.
Like had not seen their names. Portland too. And so I asked Nick for the lowdown on San Francisco and Seattle players, like who the sleepers are, and
Hmm.
I forget who I asked from Portland, but I asked somebody for like the lowdown on Portland players.
Yep.
Um, and then it just so happened, like I got Nick, and then it came around, and I was like iffy on like who to pick, and then I was like, well, like these people are here, and Nick said that he likes playing with them because he's
Hmm.
always in San Francisco and Seattle. Um, and so I was like, okay, well, this makes sense.
I
And the
think
rapport just ended up being great.
Brian was I don't want to say he was new because I definitely known who he was, but he was like newer at the time. There were a lot of people in this tournament that made it really far, like especially
Hmm.
Curtis on Jeremy's team.
Hmm.
I think I would say Carlos was still pretty new at the time. Uh, like people like that just like were spread across all these teams that no one really knew about, but they knew they were good. And I would say
Yeah,
Brian was definitely like, oh shit, like that's a really really good pick, and Quinn too. Like
yeah, yeah. Because
the
like
when it came
when
back
they,
around, that was
yeah,
like, oh, you really gotta like you couldn't prepare for who came like who you got after the first round. You had to like
yeah,
really think on the fly, and I think your team was so solid.
yeah. I
Obviously.
very pleasantly surprised
Yeah.
because I like again had never really like seen either of them play, um, and just kind of like trusted Nick when he had told me that they were really good. Like he had told me about them like months before the tournament even. I was like, okay,
Hmm.
and it was like people who I didn't know and had no idea how good they are, people that I knew and knew how good they are, and then like these wild cards that I was like, someone else said they were really good, so I'll trust that.
Yeah, totally. I mean that's kind of what I did. Like besides Kyle and Brandon, I'd never played with Sarah. I'd never played with Carlos. I'd only seen them play, but I was like, oh, I want a superstar speed warrior. I'm gonna get Sarah. And then I think I got Carlos last. Like I think I put Brandon before Carlos, if I remember right. And I'm
Huh?
just like, this is right after 30, right? And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm taking Carlos. Like they killed it at 30. Give me Carlos.
Yeah, I was surprised Carlos went that late.
Yeah, I was 23rd, I think. So it was always
Gotcha.
like I got back-to-back picks, which was kind of
Yeah, that's
terrifying
nice,
sometimes.
but that is terrifying, but nice.
Yeah.
Like levels
Um,
out the team. Yeah, I was interested in like because like you look at the teams and you look at like obviously like a Mandro was probably a very early pick. Like Jeremy was probably pretty early.
mhm.
So I would say she was like top three speed warriors in the whole draft.
Yeah,
Um, especially like once Turbo was not speed warrioring. Um,
that was also part of it too. You could kind of like prepare like who you would see in the pool of players, but there were so many captains that got added on later
hmm.
that kind of changed some dynamics of it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Um,
just looking at the cat that's like Turbo and John Mark, like
mhm,
it wasn't clear whether or not like they were in the second round or third rounds captains or something.
mhm.
And like either of them would be top tier speed warrior picks for the camp draft.
Yeah, for sure. Um, I also wanted to say before we got into this too much, I felt like Dusk map was probably the most important map. I felt like if you had Dusk map locked down, you always won the set. I mean, obviously, if you have like a majority of the maps, you win every set. But I felt like Dusk was the most important one this time, especially since so many of those warriors got thrown on ledge. A lot of berries were in this team or this tournament. Your team
Yeah,
ran Snail, I think exclusively on Dusk. I don't think I remember seeing berries at all.
but my team only ran snail all tournament, which is
Yeah.
kind of I think kind of crazy. Like I don't think many teams were exclusively running snail,
Hmm.
but we were gunning snail down on some teams. I
I,
was surprised by how fast it was moving.
I think Snail. It's also interesting to think like this is almost a year ago at this point. 3-1 Snail still takes a level of coordination that we hadn't universally figured out. I think it's there now. I think you could just like throw
Yeah,
any sort of team together and do it.
yeah,
But it's always like in mixers or drafts or weird formats where you see berries come back into play.
yeah,
So I definitely
absolutely.
think that's what led into this. And I don't
Yeah.
remember. There's so many. I'm trying to remember. Like, so there's definitely points you'll see me do the drip wash, Justin Booth thing, just because
Oh
this
yeah,
specific
absolutely. Because
patch. Yeah.
this is the boothing part, right? Where you had to do the turnaround.
No, no, it's still ship wash. It's just easy ship wash.
You could just oh yeah, 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 that's right. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
this was the weird one where
This is where it was all of a
they
sudden
did.
really easy.
Yeah, it was really easy, and also stick to scrape was like busted easy.
Oh yeah. This was a
I was
great patch. I love this
I
was like
loved.
yeah.
I felt so powerful.
Yeah, it was like Queen already pretty damn good. We were talking about this a little bit earlier before I think I started, but like uh Queen can do be so aggressive just because of how good the character is. There's like nothing bad about Queen except like three
Yeah,
lives. If you just like can nail your tech, you're unstoppable.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's actually kind of fitting that they had a patch that definitely boosted Queen strength for a tournament that very was like Queen draft.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like almost fitting.
Totally. And this is
Bring it
also
back for next camp.
bring it back for next camp. Uh, this also has new berry piles, which hadn't been explored yet. I think if we did camp again this year, we'd see dayberries potentially, or just like
Yeah, I think so
definitely
too.
some interesting strategies around these. There's just like this was a big, the first big change, the biggest change I've seen in Killer Queen in a really long time. There's been very few
Yeah,
updates that actually changed the game, and this one felt like it actually did.
yeah, I do. I'm a little sus on the highest berry pile, but it's fine.
Oh, this you mean of like it being here in
Yeah,
general? Yeah, just not to get too into it. It seems like these are better to
yeah,
have as like insurance for later, where you can just like if you just like get a couple berries in, like fill maybe half your hive. If these are still available, you get so many and it's just over, and there's not a lot they
yeah.
can do.
I think I'm fine with the high berry pile there if there was only one of the sets.
Hmm.
Like I think I'm okay with them
This
being
one.
that high, but not if there's like 12 berries right there. I don't know.
Yeah, the game winning. I always tell my team, I'm like, when they made this change, I was like, why did they put the game winning amount so close?
Yeah,
Like that just seems.
yeah,
Anyway, not to get too into it. We're talking about
yeah,
camp here. We should probably get
yeah,
into it.
for
Um,
sure.
Before we get started, I wanted to run through the teams really quick. I don't have the team list up. I don't even remember if there was a team list. I remember that was like a weird
There
thing to
probably
find.
wasn't because it was
Secret,
like
quote unquote.
drafted.
Yeah.
But I know everyone on my team. You know everyone on your team.
I just don't remember who the fifth player on Jeremy's team
Oh,
is.
it's Liz from
Okay,
Phoenix.
gotcha. All right, so on Jeremy's team, we got Sam, we got Curtis, right, from St. Louis,
No, Salt Lake.
Salt Lake. Why do I always get those two
It's
mixed
because
up?
it's STL and SLC,
Yeah,
like just look similar in
just too
abbreviation.
hard for my brain to comprehend. Jeremy, Amandra, and then Liz.
Yep.
And then on my team, we got Brandon, we got Kyle, we got Sarah, and we got Carlos.
Yeah. So I don't think I know Kyle.
No
Where's
one
he
knows
from?
who Kyle is. He's from Seattle. He was my first pick because I knew no one knew who he was, and he's nuts. He's super fucking good. He was gonna be on um, one of those initial early great Bumble Bash Seattle teams, and then just
Cool.
couldn't make it. But he's always been around. He's always been really,
Wow.
really good. I think he's one of those Queen Hunting speed warriors, but when he gets it down, like he's nuts. Having
Interesting.
him and Sarah together, there's multiple games where like either one of them just hat tricks the queen and the game's over, and there's so many times where they also like maybe die a lot, but also they clinch the game themselves because of how
Yeah.
aggressive they are, and that's exactly what I
Yeah. That's
wanted. I
good.
wanted, uh, especially I told them like day one, uh, which I guess we could touch on that too, like groups versus bracket gameplay and like maybe adjustments we made for our teams. But day one, I was like, okay, I know you guys probably aren't down for this, but we're doing full mill because I want to do it, and I think we're gonna crush people if we do full mills open. So I was like, that just plays to every strength of Kyle, Sarah, Brandon, Carlos. Like they're all
Yeah.
very good warriors. If we just get some sort of early advantage to give Carlos an opening to run snail, we got it. Day map easy every single time.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and get started finally. I
Yeah.
don't
Let's do
think
it.
we're in the warm up. Uh, we're also
Wow.
seeing
This looks like game.
lots of double speed, early snail push for blue.
Hmm.
Um, Personally, Amandra destroyed me this whole tournament.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I remember something on commentary. Domish was commentating your matches, and he was talking about like solving the Cody question, and then he was like midway through was like, I was talking about solving the Cody question, and then I think Amanda figured it out.
oh, for sure. She, like, I don't know how much we'd, like, there. That's just, like, I've played against Amandra enough. She knows I'm not going to call her and try to kill her, so she just runs through me.
Yeah,
She,
that's so good. I
we'd
mean, that could
been,
have been a kill for you, definitely.
yeah, we played, I think, a bit for BB4 at this point, and she'd been practicing with Domish so much. And Amandra was already an incredible player before,
Yeah,
but I think learning to play with Domish and around Domish and just how useful she could and how she could like contribute to the map as a speed warrior. Like
yeah,
I saw she just became unstoppable and I think to this day she's still like crushing it. She's
yeah. I think she's a phenomenal speed warrior.
definitely one of the best speed warriors. in the country.
And I still think with like a lot of room to grow, which is especially scary. It's like the
Oh yeah,
scariest prospect. So I think there's still dynamics to be gained for her.
for sure. This is also a good example of how our full mill just doesn't work for us, and then we just don't ever get the snail back, sort of thing. And then I just I just don't turn around. What is Angus?
Yeah. Well, you were just like not like who's expecting that kill to come in?
No, that's
Yeah.
just not into it. And then I'm just so scared at that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought she'd go for that stick. I thought
Yeah,
she would have like expected you to hit it and then not committed.
I obviously didn't expect it either.
And then here's the last one.
Yep, she gets a quick hattie on me.
Yeah. That whole of Joker forcing Fiends low, that facilitated gate control. Once they got that first kill on you,
Just fell
it kind of
apart.
told it out of control.
Yeah, for sure. She's also like hunting our two drones trying to go speed warrior, which is super smart. We have
Yeah.
nothing going for us.
Yeah,
Anyways,
absolutely.
chats to them. Oh, went black. Oh, we're good.
Yeah, that was a great performance. I mean, it was just like really structured columns between
Yeah,
Jeremy and Amanda on you the whole time, and then Amanda strike. Look at that. Jeez.
great stats.
6-0, 3 queen kills, and another 3 drone kills.
Yeah.
That's a monster game from her.
And then night map. I think the whole tournament we'd only dropped one game to Domish until this point, and we get 3-0'd by Jeremy. It was like, oh shit, like we lost all the wind in our sails. Felt like
Yeah.
we missed the opener there, but there's running
Yeah,
berries.
it wouldn't be a KQ tournament if you didn't miss an opener in a finals.
Yeah. When we were watching the BB4 one and they missed like half the day map, it felt like I'm just like, what
Yeah.
the hell?
Well, it shouldn't have been half. I should have tried to lose a little slower. You lose in a minute and 45 seconds, and it turns out 40 seconds is half the game.
Yeah. Get an early
Yeah, both
kill
teams
there.
chugging berries in.
Yeah, I think they did a lot of 2-2. It felt like.
Yeah, yeah, they ran 2-2 every night map that I recall, and I think
Yeah,
a lot of dust maps.
I
It
think
was really, really good.
at this point I'm
Jeremy's
like,
exactly the aggressive queen that can facilitate that.
yeah, you get him clearing the hive like just 2 or 3 times successfully, it's over for your whole team. And I think Amandra on like facilitating and opening up
Yeah,
opportunities for him, playing really smart.
yeah,
I think it like earlier we start pushing sale because I'm just like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Stop running berries. We're done with this.
yeah. I think it was a smart call.
But we're just getting eaten up. They're slowly leaking them in.
Yeah, you guys got a good control on this. Oh, you let her through. I see.
Yeah. Once
Yeah, I think
Jeremy
you
gets
had
in there, it just opens up some opportunities for them.
that's bad.
We
Yeah, what are
also
you looking for here? What are you trying to do like yourself? Because
right
like they've
now,
got ledge.
yeah, we needed a third warrior to just like get this snail actually going, and I was like,
Yeah,
we need more assistance on ledge even more now, because I mean Kyle and Sarah are great, but they don't. I think when you have two people on ledge, especially, like you need a level of coordination that like is hard to find in the
yeah. I
moment, sort
think
of thing.
I think the team could have been served by you like going to the ledge space and looking for the recovery out of far. Oh, that's a
That
crazy
was some
kill.
Kyle
Now I
shit.
see what you're saying.
Yeah, I think if I had been there to like cut off routes, and then maybe we had like two warriors pushing snail, one
Yeah,
occupying the speed warrior, one actually focusing on stopping it or pushing it, would have been
yeah,
better. But I felt like they just slowly leaked him in. I don't know. That team running 2-2, that's just the sort of thing that happens if your ledge isn't totally in sync, and if they're getting under pressure,
yeah,
it's just gonna happen. It's a when not if sort of thing.
yeah. It looked like the players on your team were struggling to support like Stripes and Abs are both there, but they're both on the outside
Yeah.
of Curtis, who's looking for the clear. So like they're not even stop. They're not stopping him from going for the clear. They
Hmm.
make it difficult once he goes for it. Like they can get a kill, but he only needed the one opportunity. I think I saw that like 3 times
Yeah.
for the last like 6 berries. That it was like they were just on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Plus another monster game from Amandra and Curtis.
Yeah, 6 drone kills is like
Huge.
insane. 6 drone kills is so many. Three
Yeah.
one from Curtis on military on warrior
The
drones.
the time that they lose respawning is in the when you're especially for running berries just like huge.
Mhm.
rare footage of me opening top middle opener now, which I don't know. I'm so like
I,
conflicted on dusk map openers.
I think if you run berries, you have to mirror opener
Yeah,
just to like keep it in.
yeah, I'd agree with that. Here we tried to do a 2-2. I didn't feel dusk was our weakest map the whole time. Even like the teams we
Yeah,
beat, like it was just because I felt like Kyle or Sarah won the game for me.
yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I felt really strong on Dusk, but it was mostly openers.
Hmm.
We kind of we have really strong openers, especially against the sets against Jeremy on
Yeah.
Dusk Mat. That we'll talk about when we get there.
Again, the 2-2, just like they're doing it better than we are. We're trying
Yep.
to match their strat. I don't know what we could have done different. I would like to go back now. Obviously, if we went back now with like how much these players have practiced since then,
Yeah.
pushing Snail would have been so much better for us. But I don't know.
Yeah. I see at the beginning of the beginning of this Dusk Map, you were kind of unsure what to do. Like once your first couple berries got in,
Yeah.
you like ended up crossing over and going to middle. And I think Sledge has kind of been under supported. I don't know.
Hmm. And there weren't. I wasn't really giving them opportunities to like actually get to ledge. There was that time where we were just hanging out here, and my warriors trying to get under them. Probably could have done something way different there.
Yeah.
And then that's just God. That's the most frustrating thing about playing against Amandra on Dusk. I think Dusk is her strongest map for sure. She just holds this. She does like a Tiana style, just hold the
Yeah,
ceiling.
she's really good up there. She wrecked
Can't
me like one game doing it.
can't fucking do anything.
Yeah,
And then she
her
just
horizontal
pounces on
spacing is
him.
really good, so she knows how to do that. You guys get a good kill to clear out of the 5. You're actually in a pretty strong position here, but both of your warriors go low, but that
Hmm.
drone doesn't get in anyways, but they die in the process. They're like trying to figure out how to get on the ceiling
Yeah.
and can do it. Um, yeah, like you made the opportunity there. Can we go back like a couple?
Yeah.
Like you're doing the right thing here. I think this is like one of the first things you've done is you clear out the hive space. Like once you're there, you can push that out. One of those warriors needs to come up next to you
Yeah.
and
Let me
then
watch
like
it
take
again.
the ledge space. Like you clear out the ledge space to clear that warrior out. That empowers a warrior to go and take the above, which means the low warrior can then successfully ledge the bottoms
Hmm.
because that warrior that's up there can't do anything. And if your warrior comes up, you can push that blue abs all the way off. They'll go underneath the bevel, and then they're holding the bevel, keeping that warrior completely out of the space.
That makes
And it's like a
total sense.
successful
Yeah.
two-piece ledge configuration, like really, really strong and quick.
Now they're just flooding and we're.
I got reminded of like a moment during some of my games of just like people flooding berries, and it's just like, oh no,
Yeah, if we had had that coordination a little bit before that, it would have made that
yeah,
flood just a little bit better, a little
yeah,
more okay.
yeah. And you
Oh.
go down. It's a lot of like I feel like the this is some classic like dust ledge mistakes of like not cutting off the choke points.
Hmm.
Like you should be high so that nobody can get over you and force you down, and then that way you can collapse down on the runners as they come into specific choke points. But everyone is kind of like playing floaty, like right by the berry holes, like
Yeah.
waiting for the drones to arrive, and I think you can go to them. But I think that requires like an awareness of where all the drones are and where they can come from that like
Yeah.
isn't necessarily always there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And it's also just like with the 2-2, if you're playing that sort of style, it's just not gonna
Yeah,
work. It's just not
yeah.
gonna work. Like look at the freaking gate control. What are you doing, Jeremy?
That's
And
so frustrating.
not
That's
to
so
like
frustrating.
discredit anybody or like put it on my team or anything. It's just like this is hilarious to me.
It's yeah. I mean, and they solidly won that game. It's 2 minute 24 second. They get all the berries in. Like
No,
it's
it
pretty
worked
good. But he
out.
just like didn't really focus on gates. I feel like that's a really good example of berries not needing it nearly that much. That's nuts. Wow.
They were wiped at a certain point for so long too, and I think if you're running 2-2, if you can be a little like patient with getting your
Yeah.
two up, yeah, that like
Yeah.
it does. This number is irrelevant if you're playing patient. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other team like because you guys weren't like they got wiped, but you didn't leverage that into like your own objective
Hmm.
pressure or like control and like making their berries not get in. It's like they were still running them under those situations, which means yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know. It
which
seemed like that was just like some specific. Honestly, both and I ended up some specific like ledge guard techniques that were just like maybe not fully developed,
Yeah.
which I
Eh,
think is normal. I think ledge in this tournament was always going to be the scariest thing. I think that's widely regarded as one of the hardest roles.
in a draft too, like
Yeah,
unless you have someone like a Mandra or I'm blanking on like every good ledge guard now. Like I don't know, Lev comes to mind. People like
yeah,
that only that are really known for ledge guard. Like they make a
yeah,
name for themselves of it. Like then it's someone has to fill that role and it's hard and
yeah.
maybe it's a speed warrior that should be filling something else. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the big one. Is like if the only person on your team that could, like, we switched Nick Davis to ledge sometimes because Quinn was really struggling.
Hmm.
Against we switched him for like a whole night map or two night maps, I think, against Jeremy, because it was just
Gotcha.
like the berries were just flooding.
Yeah.
Um, so that was like, or I think we lost one night map, and it was just like the berries like came in, and then I had a babysit over there, and then we also lost the snail battle. I think it was like a Mandra like wipes us, and it was like stuff like that. It's just like, well, I'm over here supporting ledge, and if we don't win the snail battle, you just lose the game.
Yeah.
But also, like, that's fine. If you can't, if your team fails the 2v1 over on snail against a berry team, like, yeah, you should probably lose the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I guess a weakness of it in regards to like berries versus snail. And it
Yeah.
yeah. I always hate that when I'm like assisting ledge and then it all falls apart, and that's why I hate berry teams like myself sometimes.
Hmm.
It's just like if I'm not making anything happen when I'm over here trying to help, what was the point of us even trying to do this sort of thing? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you really get locked down on defense a lot, which is stressful.
Yeah.
Um, but that's where you should be.
Yeah.
So now it's us.
I think it's a warm
This
up
is a warm up.
first,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would
Um
hope that I'm not bouncing above the left gate during the actual game.
yeah. I'm like practicing hover transfers because I'm like, okay, like we gotta do some nutty stuff this time. We're playing against this team. Like I need to
This
have
set
it
is
on.
crazy.
Yeah, it goes to game five. This is losers
Yeah.
finals. There's a ton of
Finals game.
wipes.
Yeah.
I don't think when I was skimming through it earlier, I don't think probably your team just like capitalizes on gate control a lot better, especially on Knight. I'd say Knight was we struggled with Knight on this set so much.
Yeah.
Daymap, I
Yeah.
think we also
We
had super strong starts, but it just like we couldn't transition it into any sort of advantage in the long run.
I think you win both the days.
Yeah, but I think I win with the snail on your side every single time.
Yeah. Well, the second day is nutty. The second day is insane. I
Both the
remember
days are
that.
pretty crazy. Yeah, this first day
Yeah.
has a really sloppy play where I look super good, but I'm like, I don't know, that wasn't that great. But I think like overall, like each time, each map, we're both pulling some stops. I don't. I was definitely trying.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was like carrying, but I was like going out of my way to like try and get advantages for our team more than I
We're both
would have.
pushing a ton in this set. You can tell.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, there's no denying that, like, either one of us can wipe the opposing team's warriors. Like,
Yeah.
that's like the level that this is at. It's the nature of a draft when you're playing with like two very very good queens, is they can just kill everyone sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, and so you like really need to be pushing, and like whoever leverages more or better is probably going to win the game.
I'd agree with that for sure. Especially with how powerful Queen was, stick to scrape, all those
Hmm.
things we talked about
Yeah. Oh
earlier.
my god. Yeah.
In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have done the ship wash thing as much as I did. I did it a lot, especially in games sets before these three or these two,
Yeah.
I guess. But
I mean, it definitely made me think twice. Like, I knew you could do it, and we were like keeping an eye out for it. I think that's like valuable to do to an opponent.
yeah, I just don't know if the rules like actually said don't do it, sort of thing, and then I did it
Oh,
anyway.
I see. I don't think I can't. I really don't think Dylan cares about anything like that.
Yeah, I agree with
So
that.
you guys win middle. So then we
Barely.
decide
Yeah.
to go get second speed. Yeah, you're not. You don't get it in a way that can deny my first speed warrior. But we get full force out of left. Someone
Yeah.
dies. That was a good kill.
This is the awkward point where we try and transition to full mill and then we get it. And if we hadn't got that kill, it wouldn't have really netted us anything special.
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
like
that was
just
so insane.
yeah, your face on the cam, just like what even?
Yeah, actually I think Nick's face is funnier.
Wait, let me go back.
He like looks at me and he's like, "Oh,"
Shit,
like, like in a whoa face.
I don't know how either of us didn't die there.
Oh no, maybe it's a different moment. Maybe it must be a different moment.
There's a lot of those moments anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like Snail's already
You
in your
shuffled me
favor.
here pretty solidly, I think, or maybe it's coming up. Yeah, we did a great job of getting Snail early.
Hmm.
Um, I think our warriors were playing low a lot, which meant Snail progress. But as you can see, we were like struggling with stability.
This was just to pause it really quick. Nick is on abs,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
This was such a huge tournament for him. I felt like after watching this, I was like, holy crap, that guy has grinded Speed Warrior so hard. Like,
Dude, I like no one saw that. I didn't know that he was gonna do it like that. I didn't know
yeah,
Nick was gonna go that hard, and I solidly first picked him. I knew he was gonna be my. Oh, this is some funky stuff.
yeah, I think you were
Um,
diving, but
yeah, it's weird.
oh well.
Um, oh,
Yeah,
I think I didn't have the stick timing on it, so I went to like dive out.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like outplays and stuff. You get me on a shuffle here really soon. I think Nick regards that as his best ever play, and I would agree.
Yeah,
So
he gets so many of these rising. He gets it on these columns all the time. I think
yep,
I gave shouldn't have gave you middle there. I do that all the freaking time where I get like 2 queen kills on day and I'm like, "Oh, great. We got it." And then I go up in the hive and then I give up all the hard work we
yeah,
worked for.
yeah. I think you thought I was just gonna go to my near gate.
Yeah.
You guys get me here anyways, though. We didn't get anyone out in the process, so it worked out fine.
I
That
play
guy
in
in that
like
stripes things might have been different, but
definitely too passive, I think. I'm not Jing in to like secure any sort of pressure on you, which is
yeah,
just
I agree with that. But you also have a lot of drones above your head, and you're running lockout very well. Um,
but even
Oh,
like
this is
here.
interesting that you decided to go around here. This is super interesting because you were actually just talking in Slack about how you think Queen should always hold middle,
Yeah.
but going over there gets me right gate for pretty free since I got under you.
Yeah. No, it's I don't
Yeah,
know why I did that. It's one of those like, oh, I could secure the kill maybe if I go this way, and then I just miss the J
yeah.
and don't get anything off it.
But I think there's some credence to it if uh the Queen like matches you on your side.
Mm,
But I think the lockout, like I moved over to the outside and thus I couldn't protect the gate at all, and I left my warrior to do it. We were never going to get somebody out of left there.
yeah. Now
But I
you're
think you're
like,
just too far from the gate that like you had to choose between left and right.
yeah,
You could have hard followed to right and trusted your warrior to watch left, which I think isn't like might work out better.
yeah. Even there, I don't know why I even. I guess I was trying to help that warrior alleviate some pressure off them, but like it led to this whole thing,
Yeah,
this whole entire the map being yours now.
yeah. I think you just really wanted snail,
Yeah.
which I think is fine. I mean, like it's far. It's the number one thing we're worried about. But I definitely feel like I'm in a position of strength right now, being able to focus on the gates. Oh, this is
Oh, what a great dance there. I don't know what if that's like the equivalent of midnight special, daylight special, or something. I don't know. It's just
I just call that that's a double drip, man.
double drip. I think those are both like let me go back. I'm always curious when I see drips now where I'm like, would this work anymore? Sort of thing, you know? Like with the
I
new
think I
patch.
might let go. No, I get a solid drip on that one, but I don't know. I think that's gonna be the new trick. Is just like when do you stop diving?
Yeah. That you definitely got that one's fine. The first one's the one where I'm like, I don't know if it would work anymore on beta. Yeah, I think you still get that on beta.
Yeah, I think I do too.
It's not as big of a nerf as I thought
Yeah, it
looking
really isn't.
at all.
Um, but I think we all reacted strongly because of the like back kills, which I kind of agree with. I still don't like. I don't like bump equals kill. That's what I don't like. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I just think if I'm facing you, I should be able to bump off. That seems fine to me. Like give me a back, but keep my front.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they should just do that to like meet in the middle because it's obvious what they're trying to do isn't, and no one really totally likes it.
Yeah. Oh, this is you get so many kills here.
That was
So
just
good.
lucky.
I mean, it's luck, but it's capitalization, right? Like they're
Yeah.
hungry. They want you. I'm actually constantly just saying like we don't need it for like the
Yeah.
past 15 seconds. Just like it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
That double
My
kill
team
you
had a
got
hunger issue.
led to all this snail progress we lost.
Yeah,
Also, like we've lost so, but we've thrown our lead at this point. It's like back to neutral.
yeah. But I mean, I'm still on last life, and that's how you guys are inevitably gonna win.
Yes.
I don't get those back. So it's like you guys can afford all the time in the world for that snail to move back and us get the map because like you're docking up a speed warrior because you just can.
Yeah. There's no reason not to with the lineup I got.
I was super surprised Nick got this. I like remember
Yeah.
like go back like 20 seconds maybe. I remember being mad at him because he let this warrior. I remember being like, God damn it, Nick, because I was like left gate, left gate, left gate, because he crosses up here, and I don't like it. I don't like that he's there,
Oh
and then
yeah.
he barely catches that, and he was like, I got it. And I was like, okay, you do, you're right.
I definitely agree. I think he's just worried about this warrior potentially pincering into something I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hiding here is okay. I would also be like, what the fuck? What are you? Get on the fucking gate, sort of
But
thing.
it's at this point, like when the drone was like already in the gate, I just thought he was gonna miss the timing and land on a gate that was getting locked, but he got
Yeah.
there, so I didn't have anything to say, you know.
I'm like
Oh,
pretty
that kill.
sure. Yeah, that was a good kill, but I'm pretty sure Quinn's trying to hover transfer me here. He's like
Oh,
waiting for me to
100%,
dive.
100%. He got like 2 kills
That was really
in
good.
one of our games earlier. I think it was against Stadium. Just like got a kill on it and then bumped him later.
Hmm.
I was like, God,
That's
like he's sitting there.
not his.
That's all he wants.
I don't want to say claim to fame, but like that's definitely what I know Quinn for is like warrior versus queen hover transfers over
Yeah,
and over and over.
yeah, it's so good.
Here you're doing the lockout better than we
Yep.
were doing it earlier. This
Yeah,
is
and that's
just some
another. And
bullshit.
right here, I'm like, stop, stop, we don't need it, stop, 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 please. And then Brian goes for it too. Like
Yeah.
he's fine. I'm like, Brian, stay alive. We don't need anything. We don't need anything. And look at this. No,
It just
no,
throws it all
everyone,
away.
everyone, every single one. Can we go back like another? Like I want to watch all three warriors hungrily go for you. Because like
Yeah.
all it has to, I'm gonna just cap. I'll hit the J, especially when you go under the little one right here. When we get you under
Oh yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
one,
Over
both of those,
here.
I'm just like, right? No, because you get out. It's
Yeah.
when you go back to it. When you go back to it. So like in another,
Oh,
right
here. Yeah.
here. All I'm like, I just need someone to cap the right side. That's
And
all I need because you have no way to dive out.
essentially,
Just
both these
cap it
people can
and
do
I'll
it.
get it. Yeah, but Quinn goes for it. He like goes to kill you.
If he'd been higher,
You
I think
just
I'm dead too. If he J's.
yeah, absolutely. But it's like, or I can just like come in on it. But they all died, and then once Quinn died, I called for us to completely abandon it and go. I was like, we're done here. Go get Gates,
Yeah.
and that's why I go get speed because I need to get my speed warriors back up.
I playing against Dylan I've seen it so many times. I've seen that exact situation so many times where it's just like they keep throwing their bodies in one by one.
Mm-hmm.
They all think they're gonna get it. You're not gonna. That's what he wants you to think.
Yep. Yeah. And we were still fine. Like we ended up
Yeah.
getting like the full control. Like I think we could have if that was like a big critical error for us. I think that was like game defeat
Yeah. If you had
because we don't
killed me
recover after
there,
that.
if you'd killed me there, it definitely would have been over. You get some nice kills here. You're
Because we had
picking
the
us off
control.
slowly.
Even like I traded gates for recovery, but I had like even after you killed all my warriors, I had all the gates. I had 2 or 3 gates
Hmm.
because we managed to facilitate it right.
I think
Those
it's
deaths are
coming
just
up.
punishing.
It's coming up soon. I think this ends with Sarah getting the final kill, or maybe that's the
I think
last
that's
one.
the other
You're
one.
right. Yeah,
This
you're
is the
right.
one that I lose going under you at left gate.
Gotcha.
You can see like so much like having to go low and pounds to just like try to recover.
Yeah, just baiting these warriors. I've seen it over and over that they'll fall for the baits almost every single time.
Yeah, there's a ton of great kill there. And now we've recovered, but it's still like you guys are getting that snail back. I missed that kill.
You've recovered, but it's not stable.
Not at all.
That's a weird game state like stabilization.
Yeah, and we have no speed warrior up. We get 3 vanillas, which I honestly think is fine.
Yeah, I'd
But
agree.
I think our team had some stability issues, which tends to be alleviated by speed.
Yeah,
Well, depending on the speed warrior.
I think I think speed stabilizing with speed opens up opportunities for that could have been a lot
Yeah.
different if I didn't hit this J perfectly. Well, not
Yep.
perfectly, but like I think it's a little risky for me to try to get this sort of thing with you being there to like pounce on me.
Yeah, I think it is, and that's what I was looking for. Is like if that warrior didn't die and like one of them repositioned over,
Yeah.
if Abs had been there through the wrap, any of that type of stuff. Um, but I don't think I should hit the dive after you, anyways. Or at least should.
I
Yeah, I feel
think
like because I don't have any warriors in the middle of the map to like work pincers in there either. So it's like I'm kind of alone in that space.
I think it's fine to follow with the dive because if this warrior had been here, I'd ideally in this situation like this person to be a little closer to here, and
Yeah.
this person to be holding this, and then
Yeah.
maybe even this person doing this so I can just J on you or something. I think it's
Yeah.
fine to follow given where everybody's at. I
But
don't
I
know.
heavily die because of the pincer, right? Like I go in and then the abs is right behind me and
Yeah.
I have to get out.
Yeah.
Probably should have gone under the warriors. I don't know. It's a hard spot. I don't think I should have hit that dive.
It definitely would have led to that situation. And then what we were talking about earlier, where if those warriors just like shuffled around a little bit different, maybe it leads to something else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Game of what ifs and it depends. Huge numbers for. I wanted to point out Sarah killing a billion drones this game,
Oh, it's
and
insane.
being 80% warrior killing 20 different drones. Or not 20 different drones, but 20 drones. Like everybody
Yeah,
overall just murdered drones on my team.
yeah. I mean, that's like the Sarah got 20 drone kills, but it's nuts discrepancy. And Brandon getting 3 kills, and I'm wondering who was riding Snail.
Carlos, I believe.
Carlos
Yeah,
riding Snail.
all of his snare yards.
Oh yeah, Snail yards. Yeah,
And the snail yards are really even. Like I think that
yeah,
game goes on a little bit longer. Who knows what would happen if
yeah,
some like earlier interactions were a little different. It's a good game.
yeah. That was great.
I think on this
Definitely
night
like
we
those
just get
early
crushed.
picks. I mean, it was like really long game, so I was kind of proud of it being that long for how
How long
quickly
was
you
it?
put me on last slide.
Oh my god, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean that's great. Like, yeah, I was on last slide early,
Yeah.
um, but my team played really smart. But I think that's also like you do that to your team. Like, if you die early, like they're gonna go for like more plays. They're gonna try to equalize. That's like something that you do to them,
Mhm.
and it's not like a wrong idea. Like that equalization does have value.
This I probably should have. I don't know.
I loved your. I thought that was. I thought you. I learned something about going underneath middle when you did that.
Yeah. I
That like
don't
evolved
know.
my consciousness
I
on the
always
maneuver.
I always assume that I'm gonna like stop all formations in night map for some reason, and I always like try to do that, and then sometimes it works out and looks great, sometimes it doesn't, and then it leads to this where we have one warrior and you have three, and I'm just like, well, what did I do wrong?
Yeah. Well,
Let me
go back.
watch it
Actually, how
again.
did you only get one warrior? So you get the vanilla up out of right.
We have one bumping here. We have our speed going here.
Does your speed not get up? Because your speed should have gone to middle.
Yeah, yeah. But you
Your
were
speed should have rotated with you.
just you. Yeah, you used to deny them middle.
Yeah. Oh, and then they get eaten. Oh, that's so
Oh.
sad. Oh no.
Oh. Oh well. Oh, I should have been. I didn't know that was happening. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean
Three
that's hard to see.
vanillas for you.
What?
Three vanillas for you. It looks like
Yeah, looks like it.
we still
Nick
only
must have
have
gone
one.
down or something. Oh, you guys bumped our speed, so I wouldn't be surprised if he like just bowed out.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then we lose our
Quinn,
warrior here. Snail's already off the bridge. There's
yeah,
nothing going
Quinn
for
pulled
us.
off goofy kills like that.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, very good, but it's just like I'm not going underneath people in the hive when I warrior.
Yeah.
Bad man. Oh, the dip is so much fun. We dip each other on night map just like for fun. It's so good.
Yeah. There's like a dip every night.
Yeah.
At
Toad
this
Rob
point,
not
you just
optimal.
yeah. I don't even know what I'm trying to do there, but good on Nick to like capitalize on the column.
I feel like you're responding to the snail pretty hard. Like just like it's far, someone needs to stop it. You're probably calling for skulls to stop it, and then you're just like, well, they're not stopping it, so I'll go stop it.
Yeah, too many things going on. Trying to give
Yeah.
Ab space to get this gate.
I was sad. So this is actually, can we go back like 1 or 2 clicks? This is something that like I think is like a ledge evolution that most like Quinn lets the speed warrior up out of right when he could have stopped it.
Oh, just
And this
stuff.
is like they only have 2 berries in. Like you want to be ledging, but you have a lot of license to go play other things.
Yeah.
Like give yourself a longer leash when you have two. I think ledge guards like over focus it. Like that's an easy stop at right gate for him. Easy.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have been huge for us. And now I don't know what their speed warrior's gonna do. It's probably gonna move to stop snail. But like that would have been much more impactful, I think, than like
Oh,
1 or 2 berries. Yeah, that's I didn't expect to get this kill. Like I was hard coming up on you, but I'm surprised that I outrise you here. I'm actually not sure how this happens.
it's
I just
like
start rising before you do, or I'm higher when we start rising.
it's because I stopped moving. It's like here. I can't go left. I should have just like went here and then dove out.
Yeah,
But it's like here in my head. Even like before this, I need to have it in my head to like not follow through on
but I feel like
this.
You go into me there.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what it
yeah,
was. You moved into me a little bit. That was weird.
yeah. I shouldn't have done that. Goof.
I didn't expect to get that kill. I was confused when I got it.
It's also
I was
like
like,
I
I'll
don't
take it.
expect you to follow me all the way to the top. I expect you to like hesitate a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. Because I was rising. I started rising like right when you did, but I was higher than you when we started rising.
yeah.
Um, which I think is actually it's a lockout mechanic. I'm like holding left gate still.
Yeah, you have that
Like
whole
that's what I was.
you have this whole left side, and you're
Yeah,
basically cutting me off from middle. You have so much in your favor. I can only really go right or do
yeah.
something here.
Especially because if you can push the enemy queen above hive, you can run solo lockout, no
hmm
problem. Like that's a game state that I feel like we sell. Oh man,
Almost made something happen, but didn't quite work
yeah.
out. We were stabilized a bit there. I wonder what. I don't know. I was just playing with like my back against the wall. I felt like this whole time.
Oh,
Like
you
we had two
swapped, and
warriors.
it looks like oh Nick. So you swapped sides so that you can prevent me from getting to the snail space. Is what I think you were going for there. But then Nick came up on your back.
Yeah. You're right. Nick
So
being
you
here really fucks everything
yeah,
up.
and I think you wanted left side so that you could stop me from clearing your warriors, and your warriors could beat mine. I think it
Yeah.
was your idea.
How close was the snail? Yeah. We needed to do something like that.
Yeah,
That was like decidedly in your favor. We had two berries in. Jeez.
yeah, that's crazy.
I think this night map is why the next time we come to it, like I think it was Carlos was like, why don't we just go full mill? It works on day map, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, let's try it. And then it didn't
I
work out.
but I think there's value in those concepts, like
hmm
especially if you're going against a team, which I think most
Whew.
top snail teams have evolved away from it. Yeah, that's just solid games across the board from all of us. 75%, 80% warriors from Quinn and Brian,
Yeah,
reverse
huge.
respectively. But I think most top teams, I mean, like Take 60% was running berries in groups of nationals.
hmm
Like they're all prepared to do it. They get a recovery off of you.
Oh, what
As
am I doing?
so this is super important. I got a kill on Sam at 30 in the same way, where like we're just bumping each other and you turn, but like without bumping. And I died at 30 something. There's something recently. I think 33. I died doing the same thing, and I'm just
hmm
like, you gotta if you're facing a queen like that close, you gotta bump before you leave.
Yeah,
I think that's just like a hard axiom to accept.
it's like I also did a delayed side thing because I was like going middle, and then I remember like
Yeah.
thinking in my head like I'm getting nothing off this if I go middle. I need to go side.
Yeah, well, the mid versus wrap opener. I was actually talking about this with Damish recently. Is like it doesn't matter which one you do for the most part. Like it's like gates. It's like marginally better for gates if you do wrap, but marginally better for snail if you do middle,
hmm
or denial of berries. But the big thing is just making sure that you get your first vanilla up, which teams are really bad at. Like that first
Yeah,
vanilla needs to know that if you go middle, they go middle, and if you go wrap, they go near. And a lot of teams don't know that.
it's also like losing your first vanilla on this map.
Super power kill from your
Yeah,
speed warrior.
uh, losing your first vanilla on this like fucking throws such a wrench in the
Yeah,
gears of everything. Kind of like day map even, where it just like you cannot recover, or it takes a long time
yeah,
to recover.
yeah. You guys did
Ooh,
good stuff on Brian
that
here.
was a good stabilization up here.
Yeah, I think Brian kills it in the snail space for us, and that was like a huge part of our success on Dust Map. Is he just knows the positions? It's very San Francisco, is knowing those all the like specific positions on the Dust Map routes and
hmm
just like executing them perfectly. Um, oh, you guys get a good kill on me here. I missed that stick. I went for two sticks there and accidentally ricocheting on both of them.
Oh
That's supposed to be a
yeah,
stick.
I
That's
hate
supposed to
when
be a
that
stick.
happens.
And then I was just like, I'll go under.
Yeah. Oh well. You still have Snail really far. We have no sort of. We haven't even stabilized this entire time. Now I'm forced to
Yeah.
go down here. I imagine this doesn't work out for me.
How did you get? Can you go back? I didn't see how you got in there.
I think
Um.
I just flew right in. Just like thought it'd be a good idea.
Oh. Oh. Yeah.
Bad
I
idea.
don't. I don't like that, Cody.
Be a bad idea. I think Carl. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
That was really
I think we
good, but
let you out through middle though. You do a great job. I should have held right side, but I wanted to move the side of the bevel that you were on.
yeah.
But then Quinn drops, and I think he should have just held high. Drones really can't bump you out there.
hmm
Oh, this is nuts. I remember this.
Ooh. Oh. There's
This
nothing I
whole
can do after
fight,
that.
This whole set, and then this is crazy.
Oh
I
yeah,
almost
that
got
could have been
you almost
something.
killed me like twice. I almost got a drip kill on you. Like we were just, but that's actually I play. I think that's like overtly the right call is just go for aggression on the queen because like every second of yours spent like fighting me is a second that you can't do recovery or can't go to the snail. So
Yeah.
it's like even if you kill me over at right gate, which is huge for you to equalize, like if that transitions to even 3 more seconds of snail progress when we're 6 seconds away from winning the game,
Hmm.
like I think that's the right call. I think that's like a the lives as resources conversation.
Yeah, that's where it comes into play full front. Yeah, like especially when you have there's nothing else you should be doing really. It's kind of like a flowchart ish sort of
Yeah,
situation where it's like there's nothing else I need to do except like put pressure on this queen.
yeah,
Ooh, early meat map showing up.
yeah. It's so funny because
Oh.
even it's so ugly, right?
I mean, I kind of liked it. I like the background. I like the.
I, no, I think it's ugly and like Frankenstein. Like everybody
Yeah.
loves Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's just old. Holy cow, Nick! Great game from Nick.
Yeah, Nick played awesome. 3 kills from Quinn. That's solid.
There's Brian's drone kills from
Brian's
pushing snail
7
the
drone
whole
kills
time.
moving that snail.
Oh,
80% up is just insane from Nick.
I think if I hadn't gone down in the tunnel, we would have been able to stabilize in a more realistic way, and then
Yeah,
not as
I think
force so many things down there.
I feel like you were going for the kill on Brian and thought you could get it, and then would have a safe out into middle.
Hmm. I'm also
Uh,
thinking at that point I was like, no one's stopping this snail because we don't have any sort of warrior, so I just need to do it myself. And then
yeah,
it
that
just
makes
didn't
sense.
transition to anything else. And
Yeah,
looking back on it, it's because we never stabilized. We didn't have the stabilization to actually clear snail and do anything with it.
yeah, yeah. I feel like stabilization is so much more important than like stopping the objective right now. Usually, if they have like a speed snail or something, and you can get like a good bop on it, I think that's critical. But
Yeah.
like those 5 seconds are better spent. But it's also about like where are your drones, right?
Hmm.
Because like if they're nowhere near the gate, like your drones are 10 seconds away from being at the gate, then you have like 5 seconds to do whatever you want before you have to get there.
Yeah.
Oh, this game is insane. This game is just honestly, it's honestly stupid.
I
Like, oh my
rem-
god,
I remember how it ends.
I don't. Oh yeah, I remember how it is. It's man, you're gonna. There's gonna be a middle section where it's just you're just gonna laugh. Yeah, this is a huge start for my team
Oh
actually.
yeah, you're so far ahead. We haven't. If we hadn't
Oh,
gotten
Quinn hit
this
that
kill,
stick.
yeah, if we hadn't gotten this kill, we wouldn't have been able to recover as effectively. Even now, like I'm not really helping my team by doing that, being up
But
in the
you
hive.
waited until no, I think you played great because you waited until Nick was over at left gate, which he had to watch,
Hmm.
and then you used that to capitalize into going to middle. Yeah, get caught there. I think I didn't expect to
Then
get
I
that
get.
far, but oh my god, yeah, no, no, watch this now. It's coming up. Oh my god, it's so many crazy things. So I die, you die,
Oh my
I die.
god. Oh, and then we get a warrior too? What the fuck happened? Do I die here? I have to die like right
No,
after that.
no.
Holy cow, how do you get out of this? Oh, nice kill. Holy guacamole, dude. Jesus Christ. I couldn't. I would have died for sure here.
I don't know.
Oh.
Look at
Oh my god.
and I
Jesus
kill strike.
Christ.
I killed a speed warrior. What is happening?
If Nick hadn't been there, we probably could have maybe kept the columns on you and killed you, but like,
Probably. I
Jesus
mean, you just
Christ.
put me down at left.
Yeah.
Nick is bothering you. Your speed warrior needs to come over and help you. She does.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's so much. And then, like, you're in a death spot right here, and you're gonna get out of it. Oh, I let it up to go hold middle because I didn't want to die like I
Nice
did
kill
on
there.
the last day map,
Yeah.
going in for it.
I think there we were at full mill and I told Brandon to like make a hero play and just push snail.
Yeah,
We
this
were
is
full mill for too
insane.
long. This is nuts. Nice
Great
kill
kill from
there.
Nick.
Yeah. Even good stabilization there.
Yeah, so I leave there specifically because of that kill on the old
Hmm.
day map. Where I'm just like, I'm not, no, bye.
With only one
But then being
warrior,
in,
you're doing a great job of like no like it still doesn't feel stable for us even though we have the snail push in our favor even with the three warriors we had.
yeah.
Nick did a really
Well,
good job of opening space for you.
this is a really interesting point of like I'm leaving right gate so that you can't be there with me, so that
Mm.
then if my warriors win that, or if my drones just win against someone, then if you go there, I can break to middle. So
That
like
makes
I'm
sense.
waiting for you to like make the suboptimal play because my team beat your team,
Hmm.
and then get something out of it. This crazy bump between the two abs right there. Oh my god.
Yeah, just mid-air collision.
Just like Nick going for the rising kill and just bumping. Oh, it was such a good long dive.
Oh Jesus. Oh my god. Barely get Quinn there.
This game, this is like we've all lost our minds. Like this is just a stressful, like frantic game.
Playing for
After
clips.
like it's so far along in the tournament, it's so much adrenaline. Like I remember like my leg like kicking from just like the adrenaline of this day, and I think everyone's just like, oh my god, what is
Yeah.
happening?
We're also like
I'm
in the middle of everybody. It's that stage they made basically.
Yeah. Can we actually
It's
go back like
yeah.
30, 40 seconds? I'm really interested how we got gate control.
So I'm holding middle. I think I give up middle because I try to shove. Nope, I just dive under you. That was probably not a good idea in the long run. You get one warrior at a right.
Yeah, it just looks like we swap sides and I out rotate. It was less exciting than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, if you hadn't gotten the kill here, it might have been a little bit different. But I didn't
Yeah,
do anything with switching sides, and you actually did something.
yeah, yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Small
It was
things
just
like
like,
that. Just
yeah. And then look at that. Like I'm almost dead. Brendan almost kills me. Can you get your full team back up? Did we get this kill? Oh my
whew. Took
god.
like yeah, it took two people, but got it. Um,
Ah.
Brandon especially on warrior like that. It's like there's so many early. Brandon's one of those early fighting game community people that
Mhm.
just has a really really aggressive, really in your face. It doesn't work out all the time, sort of warrior styles, but like when it does, it's queen kills over and over and over. Jeez, even this right gate, I want to see. Like that could have
Yeah, this
been
bump. I think.
totally different if Quinn stuck.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh, so many close calls.
right? And then I get caught there. I saw her coming too. I thought I had it.
Yeah, I remember her. She came out of nowhere. Like I didn't even anticipate it. It was like until I saw it like right before it happened. Like
I
here
see her
she's
going for it like here, and
yeah
I like I because I turned into her, right?
yeah. If you
I'm
wouldn't have
turning
gone
into her
back, I
because I
think you would
thought
have
I
been
had the
okay.
vertical.
Yeah, just a little bit more back, and I think you're okay. Maybe.
Look at my face. I'm just ah.
that was that was a game of nonstop fighting, like
Yeah,
nonstop
100%.
fighting.
But it makes sense that it like became that
Hmm.
because I feel like I was pushing a lot more and like not wanting to lose off military the way I did. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna shuffle you there. Oh my god.
If I had, if yeah, if that second kill hadn't happened, if that whole like middle part you were talking about, that's just like
Yeah.
kill, it would have been a different game for sure. That
Yeah,
was.
whenever Brandon got that crazy kill on me as I tagged middle gate, I was like, okay, game five. Sorry guys, this match is bonkers.
They I don't know if if the KD includes queen kills. I think it does. So yeah,
Oh,
he had
I was
two,
wondering about
one
that.
being you, I think. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure on that. This is also we haven't had this in so long. I miss it so much. It was like oh, such a good stat screen, but it's been
Yeah, it's
broken
really
since the new
wonderful.
update.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been working on revamping the stream for 35.
Yeah. I like I thought you guys had a really solid one. I've always really liked that one with the meter and everything too.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of like really cool things that need to look better and just have like a better presentation to be more readable. Like we have one of the best like KD's assist.
Mhm.
That's like really cool. We have a berry counter. Like all that stuff is really
Oh yeah, the
awesome.
berry counter's great.
And I think it just needs to all be like easier to read, especially the KDs are like really difficult to read.
Yeah, I'd agree with
I feel like we got a bunch of like tech people and no artists right now.
that. it
Like not like helping and doing stuff now, but like before, like who was just like taking charge on it. And me, I have no skills in either direction, so I can't complain, suggest, or anything.
it's hard.
I'm like I can't help.
The
Someone
interface
please
of
do it,
everything is
please.
hard. Why did I
Yeah.
give you middle? Why didn't I just do what I did last time?
I think you thought I was gonna go under.
I
This is
think
really interesting, actually. I feel like this is like
Yeah,
The
I gave
games
you
are
the space because
developed.
I. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We both go under and we both go up. It's so weird. Like if either of us had went under, we would have gotten like 2 free drone kills. But we're both just like reading the opponent.
Yeah, that was a nice ricochet and dip.
Yeah,
Uh, oh man. Yeah, so this like right gate, like we have nothing going for us right now. I don't think we even have a vanilla. Nope, we have one warrior coming up.
but I think you had one. I think you didn't you?
I don't think so. I
Or it
think that
open. Oh no,
this.
did we just bump it out at right?
Yeah, if this person
Oh,
hadn't
because
gotten on a snail.
we're doing the wrap. Quinn's going through speed drone wrap to Fargate, so he ends
Oh
up at
yeah,
right as well,
I really like that.
and
Yeah.
person gets bumped low. Oh, abs or skulls for you kind of messed that up. They could have gotten that bump.
Did they? Oh yeah, they could have been a
Like
little
right here, they
closer.
could have bumped to get Brandon up, but
Yeah.
they move late. So we get up somebody out of left, but you don't get somebody up out of right because then I can come down to it.
Watching it back, this opener's why like we wanted to go full mill this time just because we didn't know what would work.
Yeah,
I'm just
but like
walking
you
around.
guys, it's crazy. You guys went full mill, but like didn't even get your first vanilla up.
Yeah, we should have talked about it more. It was like literally I remember it being
Yeah,
uh like oh let's go full mill. Okay, let's do it and then like didn't really talk about what we would do with it.
yeah. How many speeds versus vanillas were you trying to get up?
I'd imagine two. I think we had two. Let me go back one more time.
2 and 2.
No, I think we were having Sarah go second speed just because she was more confident in going vanilla than going speed later when we talked about it, and Kyle really
Gotcha.
wanted first speed. We yeah, she's getting speed now, but it just takes so long, and especially if our speed
She got a
warrior,
vanilla. Or no, I'm looking at my team. I'm so dumb.
uh, when you're at this point, if we don't have vanilla, it's really hard for our us to get our
Yeah,
second speed up.
yeah, absolutely.
And then Snail's already off the bridge, so much is in your favor. Nice kill there, but it's not gonna
Yeah,
mean much.
he played great there. Yeah, and then we just ended up with the gate control.
Yeah, stay too long at this left gate. I'm like trying to make them go middle.
Mm-hmm. You get it here.
Yep. I'm just like
Oh,
I'm anticipating you coming in, so I'm just like I gotta do
ooh.
it so he goes away.
Yeah, these picks are brutal. Like I just got a
Yeah.
kill on your one of your warriors, and it's like you only have the two, and Snail's moving for us. You can't afford like right here this type of
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Like that's one of those ones where it's like I think even if you're 90% with that kill, like I don't really think it helps that much. Like me going down 1 life right there, I don't think transforms the map.
Yes, I think in that situation it has to be you have to be at full force for it to even be worth it, sort of thing.
Yeah. You're not gonna. You're like I have too many warriors. So you're not gonna push me into lockout.
Yeah. I'm just not coordinating with my drones. They're always like one step ahead or
Yeah,
one step behind where I want to be.
yeah. Well, it's pretty brutal because once they end up on the top half, it's really hard to get back down. Like they go to middle gate, it's hard to get back to the side gates a lot.
Yeah. And then I
So you
just
gotta
get
like
got
work your way
there.
up. Yeah. Well, you just like you needed to make something happen,
Yeah, I was
and
trying to
you
bait
like when
you.
you were yeah, and you were cycling like between the sides and middle, and it wasn't working. So I can see
Mm-hmm.
why you would like go for something.
Nice stick to scrape. I was definitely banking on a timeout there.
Oh, this is where I like I actually tell Quinn right there whenever he misses it. I said, even if you got, I was like, don't do that. Even if you get it, you still die. I was like, even if you hit the timing, you still die because you're doing the
Yeah.
drip scrape.
Drip scrape, baby. Oh, that was a really good punish. It's got to
Yeah,
be over at this point. Yeah, it's over.
I love this end is so stupid because we all stand. We're like, it's over, and one of your warriors comes, and then we're all like, wait, maybe it's not. Rise back up. Like we're all like, oh no no no.
If they hadn't touched the ground there, maybe not. But I don't know. I like doing that too. You're just like, it's over. Why would I put any more effort into
Yeah,
this sort of thing?
we were like, it's over for sure, right? And then the warrior showed up, and we're like, never mind. Don't risk it. Maybe we're wrong on the timing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really good.
really,
Yeah, I
really
felt like
great
we did a good
kill.
job of capitalizing when our team was in a position of strength, which was the recipe for success on the day maps and the dusk map, or the night
Yeah.
maps and the dusk map. But like the days, we never got to that position of strength,
Hmm.
and I ended up. You really had my number on day. I think.
Yeah, but I think if it goes, I think if we just hadn't got like the first A map, I'd agree with. The second one felt kind of like the second one didn't seem as like clear that we were stronger on day. It was just like that second kill opened up opportunities that wouldn't be there if that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Like I think consistently you beat us on day the second time if that kill hadn't happened. On night, we for sure just didn't have the cohesion. We couldn't even we never hit the stabilization point. And I think dusk was also the
Yeah.
thing with some even some decisions I made. I think I totally fucked up some things for my team. But anyway, but yeah, I think your team strongest point. You definitely seem like a well cohesive unit.
Yeah.
Like once we played you in losers there, and I think once you got sent to losers, I think your team like totally turned it around. Because
Yeah, I
I
couldn't
remember
agree.
watching the Dre versus you set, and I was like, I don't. What do you seems like they're missing something? Because like I think that they're running snail, they're trying to like force these lockouts into snail progress, but just
Yeah.
not working. And then later
Yeah, I
on,
feel pretty
clicked.
confident that the first set was super important for us
Mhm.
because of groups. We dominated groups. We played
Mhm.
so strong in groups. I think we dropped like a game, um, and so we felt like really good. And I remember Quinn looking at me, man, I think we could win this. And I was like, oh no,
The
oh
curse.
no.
Cursed.
And then like that first Dre wasn't even our first set, it was our second set. Our first set against Tyler's team.
Yes.
We went to like game five and it was insane. Like it's
Oh
nuts that
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah. It ended
oh
on
my
dusk, I
god.
think, right?
It ended on Dusk with like one of the hypest Barry kick-in dynamics of all time.
Yeah. I
It's like a
can't.
Barry got kicked up and then Quinn and Brian are running and they
Mhm.
end up juggling a Barry between the two of them that gets kicked in.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one too. It was in that front room, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember which stream it is, but yeah, that's a really, really good one. If anybody's watching and interested, go watch that game.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
And I remember after it was either after that set or it was after the Dre set. I think it was after this set because Nick Mikros wasn't there on Saturday for groups. He was only there for
Mm-hmm.
Sunday. And after our first set, Nick was we were all talking about how it went, and I was like, yeah, you know, well, should have short some things up, blah blah. And Nick looked at us and he was just like, it was like quiet for like 7 seconds. Nick just went, "So you guys said you played really well yesterday?"
Thanks, Nick. What the fuck?
Isn't that amazing?
At what point was this again? Like, when did he say that?
After like our first set
Oh
against Tyler,
my
when it was like,
god.
and it was because that was a messy set, like on both ends. It was just like I felt like neither of us were able to like establish anything. It just felt super sloppy.
Yeah. Is this a warm
And
up?
so Nick hit us with, and I responded with, "I think we're playing really well today."
That would. I, that's one of those moments where you're like, you you can't say anything else except like be positive sort of thing.
Yeah,
You can't. Oh god.
it was also like, thank God it was like Nick that said it, you
Yeah.
know, because I think from any like random community member, I'd have been like, I've been like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Like,
Fucking Nick. Nick
did
just
your
shows
mom
up.
just show up on day one? Like, come on, dude. What
Uh,
the heck?
who
Oh,
was your sub in groups?
Steve, I forget from where.
Okay. Was it Steve from
It's
Portland?
yeah.
Oh, maybe it was Steve
Wait,
Polium?
is that? I
Steve
don't know.
Doom?
It was the his like tall white guy was wearing the like skirt the whole weekend.
I think that's Steve Polium.
Is that Pulliam?
I remember right. Yeah.
Wait, what's Steve's last name from DC?
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve, if you're watching.
Parker. Yeah, so it's
Yes.
Steve Pulliam. Steve Pulliam. Yeah, because I was getting confused. It's Steve P and Steve P. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
always
yeah,
like
yeah.
get their and it's Pulliam and Parker, which are like similar feeling to me. So I always get
Hmm.
their last names mixed up. People were talking about Steve Parker for a while, and then I was like, oh yeah, he filled in us for groups. And they were like, he did. They were like, the really tall guy, and I was like, what? I mean, he's like normal tall, like he's tall, he's taller than me, but not
Yeah,
like super
not
tall.
Steve
They were like, no,
Tall.
this guy's like super tall. I was like, what?
Oh, yeah, he was at this tournament too. I can't remember what
Yeah,
team
Steve
he was
Parker. I don't
on.
know whose team he was on. I love Steve. Steve's super sweet, like incredibly nice person.
Yeah, he's great. Uh, all right, so we're at grand finals. couple
Yeah,
notes. This is best of 7, which holy crap. Uh,
it's so insane.
you're also coming from losers against Jeremy and winners, so potential for a reset. Spoiler: there's a reset,
Yeah,
which is also nuts. I think this is like, oh, it's a pretty quick set when I look at the time now. I thought it'd be usually like when I think of
the
resets,
second
especially in
set
grand finals.
is really short,
Yes, because I
but
think it
this
ends
one's long.
4-1. Um,
Yeah.
when I think of resets, I always think of Chicago resets, and they are long, and they are. I mean, they're great, but they're long. They're like, like, oh man, there's one in particular. I can't remember what number it was, way long ago, like 3 years at this point. But it was like, I swear to God, like 2 hours because it was. I think it went to game 7, then it went to game 7, and it's just long and like pre-famine timer, terrible. Anyway,
We always reset our locals.
yeah, I think I said it on the
Yeah,
whatever the last stream was, but I was like, name a more iconic duo than Chicago in grand finals resets, because
it's
it
so
seriously
funny.
happens every single time I tune in.
It really does. I mean, it's a testament, right? Like the last one, it's crazy. Like my team wins out the losers bracket,
Hmm.
but if you add up actual games, Dre beat us more games.
Oh, interesting.
They get second place and they beat us in more actual literal games.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy? Because we played in winners bracket and then they stomped us in their first round of group. Wait, how did it work? Because we were coming. Oh, they were coming out of losers. That's why. Was it?
Yeah, because I remember. I think they were. It was the post reset where I think you won like 3 in a row, maybe.
Yeah. So what it was is they came out of losers, and so we had won. Like we lost very solidly in the first round of grand finals, like 4-1 or 4-2 or something,
Yeah.
and then we won very narrowly 4-3 in the
Oh,
reset.
gotcha. Okay.
So it ended up being like 6-7 or something
Uh huh.
overall.
That's always when you break it down like that. That's like really strange that
Yeah,
a team that wins more loses. But I don't know. That's also just how these fucking brackets work out.
yeah,
Some
and it's
teams
like it's
play
a
more
set.
too.
You got to look at the set, right?
Yeah,
They want a set, we want a set.
yeah. Plus, like, we add in buys and everything. Some teams just play more.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we went to losers so we could play more. This is so Jeremy pissed me off with this. He like sneaks in and gets the gate all the time. I'm super slow on the opener, but what he'll do is he'll like slip and clip it
Yeah, let me
so that
watch
then
it
he
again.
has it. And it's because I'm really slow.
Yeah, if he'd been there to meet him, he could have dove maybe when he touched the ground and killed him.
I actually probably would have just kept pushing so that he would have been right there when he bumped me, and I would have done this exact thing where
Yeah.
like I tag the gate for free and get it back up, and we're equalized with me having the gate. I think that's like a reliable thing that you should be looking for. Is
Oh,
like, yeah, that was crazy.
that's
This is such a
hot.
good denial.
You driving with your back to her and you still get it. God, I miss this patch.
Oh, I'm now on gold. We've switched.
Oh, Jeremy's doing it.
Jeremy's on
Sorry.
blue. Yeah, yeah,
Shout outs to Jeremy there. That was really good.
yeah. It's really really cool. But I was stoked on the denial. Now they're wiped. This is pretty crazy.
Yeah, you transition into a way better game state than them. Even having
And
two.
then beautiful from Nick going under to get around Jeremy.
Mm-hmm.
I spend too much time.
Sorry, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
right.
back just to see
No,
it,
this is
it
good.
go
Right
under.
here,
Yeah.
be good for me. Just like, oh, and then I'm right here.
Even like recognizing he can't, and then he holds the
Hmm.
middle and transitions
And,
into something from
and it
there.
made Jeremy like move back a little bit. But in order to stop Nick from getting up there, he has to move back early, which gives me room to JN.
Yeah.
Um,
Aw. I mean,
is horribly missed tech.
that's okay.
Yeah,
Wait,
it
what?
happens.
What could have been? Were you just trying to J dive? You think?
I think I didn't mean to pull down right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to like, I don't know. I think I tried to both J dive and dive on the gate,
Hmm.
and like didn't decide in my head which one I wanted to do, and so did neither, and just flew into them.
Yeah, I've been there many times, especially because I like to do this thing where I'll usually come from here, but dive down, tag the gate, and then like
Hmm.
stick between to force a pincer and kill this warrior who always thinks
Oh
they can
yeah,
get you.
that's so good.
But when it doesn't work out, you look. That happens. Like it just makes it look like you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, not saying that's what you did, but
Yeah, yeah. No, I
um,
think it's much sillier.
now we got Nick in that same situation he's been in so many times before. of being your last warrior.
Hmm. He was a rock. He was so useful.
Yeah.
I love this pickup out of middle. Like both of
Mhm.
us just controlling that space is really strong.
Yeah, really good job restricting them to that one side of the map.
Hmm. And then I tried to swap to deny Curtis from getting the speed drone and was just slow,
Mhm.
and it ended up being a big mistake because they ended up getting him up and another vanilla off of it. Whereas I think we were in a neutral. Jeremy actually does a great job of swapping sides whenever I over pursue on speed gates. I really noticed that he just did it there again.
Mhm.
But it's like I'll follow up to the speed gate and then he'll just go under the new ledge and easily swap columns with me because I'm like I can't dive on him, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, it always makes me it made me feel stupid like 8 times. I was like, no one's done that to me yet,
I
but it's so
feel
simple.
I feel like Jeremy is like a not calculated aggression, that's not the word for it, but it's like that is Jeremy's style. He
Yeah,
is always going under you, going low, doing all these really crafty things that lead into
yeah,
some sort of advantage.
yeah. And a lot of times it's like exploiting the terrain in ways that like he's like, well, this is obviously extremely safe, but
Mm,
you're like viewing it more in like the concepts of the game. Like he kind of like screws off the like concept and is just, of course, I can go under you right now. It's no problem.
whew, that was
We
super
actually have
close.
some troubles over at that right. Like me and Nick, I end up calling it off a couple times later
Hmm.
because we're like looking for that horizontal pincer that he does really well sometimes, but right there, like he's not moving in soon enough, and so I'm not getting like he's not creating space for me to like move in further, and it's threatening my back more than it's threatening his.
Yeah.
His being Jeremy's.
I feel like even with it feels like you had gate control this entire time. This is also going back
Yeah.
to like that game earlier where Jeremy had like 20% of gates and still won. But
Yep.
it's still like they're pushing Snail in their
This is
favor.
crazy. This is
Ooh,
insane.
Barry,
This is nuts.
you get out of that. That's really good. I'm gonna watch that again.
Terrifying.
I think if the Barry hadn't been there, it might have been.
No,
I
I
think
don't.
I think he would have pushed you out there, and it might have led to your death, or maybe
Maybe.
he missed the
Yeah.
J and something. I don't
I
know.
don't. It was insane.
Yeah.
I don't know. It can be said that I'm playing poorly well. That's a new. I've never said that before, and I'm going to use it a lot.
Playing poorly well.
Playing poorly well describes so much of Killer Queen. Just like you were absolutely not doing the right thing at all, but you're doing a really good job of it.
But it's working out for you, sort of thing.
Yeah,
Ooh, really
yeah,
good on Nick to recognize that
yeah.
column and
Nick had
capitalize on it.
some great rises in that like middle box.
Quinn also getting a nice kill in the middle there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Jeremy quick to recover out of left, getting full team back up.
this is the
Oh,
first
they're going
time
to
where
full
I
speed.
oh
Oh,
this is the
I
first
oh,
time I was gonna say where I
oh.
felt like you actually had the advantage that you should have had the whole time.
Yeah. So that kill, can we actually go back to that Ryzen kill on
That was
Andrew right
phenomenal.
there? So this moment, I've been trying to. At this point, I've been talking to Nick
Whew.
about like wanting him to go up on her like a lot, and he was like really wary of it, especially when we played. I was telling him to do it against queens that were capping me or like bumping
Hmm.
into me. And one of the things that I really like came down to explaining, which I didn't realize that like was like a concept that, but like when you're bumping an opponent, this is something I've talked about in Slack. So, and I'm
Oh.
sure you're familiar. When you're bumping an opponent, the same time window that people use to exploit for stinches or horizontal pincers is also can be exploited for like free safe movement.
Yeah.
Like since they're bumping and there's a point where if they turn around they would kill themselves, then they can't move, they can't dive out, they can't go do something else, which means you can fly under them during that window for free for safe.
Yeah. You can
Um,
think of it as like crowd control in other games. Like you're basically
yeah.
stunning a character and they
Yep.
literally cannot do another thing or they die, like you're saying.
Yep. And it was really funny because it was like I explained that to him like midway through the tournament, and he just went, "Oh, I'm so stupid." Of course. And then like immediately started applying it
Hmm.
like he'd been doing it for his entire KQ tenure. It was crazy. Like, he was just like, "Oh, I'll just fly under people when they go in for the bump." I was like, "What the heck?" Like you just got like a weird, like very significant upgrade in the middle of this
Yeah, you just
tournament.
had like a midlife revelation.
Yeah.
Uh, I oftentimes find that's what it takes though for
Yeah.
these sorts of
Absolutely.
things to happen. Like a lot. Oh
Oh,
no,
Sam did.
Sam did. Do you think you glanced or did you just turn around?
I turned around.
Okay, I was wondering that. I don't know. Whenever I see that sort of thing, I always think Lance in the back of my head.
Yeah.
I guess good on him to think that you were gonna double back there. What were the?
I can't tell if he's like thinking I'm gonna double back or if he's just like hard committing that I'll miss the J dive or what.
I think he's hard committing. Now that I look at it.
Yeah. It just looks like he's charging in for it, which I think is fine. Curtis gets a lot. He kind of steps back, like, oh, like he kind of looks like he's a little surprised at himself.
Yeah.
But he was.
Holy cow! Once
Curtis
again.
talked about it in Slack where he was like, "That's nuts." But look at 10-1 from Jeremy. So
Yeah.
like,
You don't need gates when
just
you're killing everybody.
yeah. But Curtis openly talked about how like he had like some of the funkiest kills, and it was just like a lot of like queens playing super aggressively and like trying to create stuff constantly, and he was busting them in like weird ways.
Mhm.
Um, and I think there's just some value to like checking tech.
Oh, for sure. No, I think like checking tech is definitely a thing. Like, and it's I haven't seen too much discussion around it, but I know what it looks like, and I'd say that's
Yeah,
definitely like it's warriors meeting queens at J dive, like the
yeah,
exact moment where you're supposed to meet them for a J dive to like check tech.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
checking sticks. It's all sorts of things. It's good.
yeah,
It could be a little goofy, but it's
yeah. I
overall
think it's one of those things where
good.
it's like you can't hang if you can't hang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're not gonna play at a very high level, then like we don't need to beat you on the strategy. We can beat you on the concepts.
Whew, that was a really good opener.
There's some really good things like this, where like Jeremy and I go for outplays, and I think I tend to get it in this first set, and then I think they dissipate later.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we just got our ledge up for berries 3 and 4. They don't have their speed warrior up, which means
They don't have
snail's
anybody
pretty
up.
solid. Oh yeah, I thought they got somebody up out of right, but we were getting somebody up out of right. That's pretty similar. But look at Quinn like letting in 2 more berries. So that was like something we were talking about. It's like
Mm-hmm.
struggling with the ledge. Then I'm getting nervous. But the snail is moving for us.
Nick could add that kill, gets it
Oh
anyway.
man, does Nick bump for his own kill there?
No, Nick. He almost has it. Well, yeah, I guess it does lead to it. He was
Yeah,
just
he
turned around.
bumps.
If he had turned the other
Yeah,
way, he would have had it earlier.
yeah. I think he was scared of the dive.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got 4 berries in, which isn't significant. Uh,
Whoa, that's kind of. I wouldn't say that's checking your tech, but that's like
yeah,
some nice aggression to have.
yeah. But
That
that was like
was
another
just.
one is like fly in on that J dive and like spend his little time and they don't get it. Oh, the berry stops him. I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
it's unfortunate. I hate that mechanic. I wish it was kind of how it used to be. I don't really like the new berry
Yeah,
stuff. That was definitely a game where you lose the opener, lose the game, which I don't know
yeah.
is totally true in Killer Queen, but
I
there it
really don't think it is.
definitely felt like it was. I think it's one of those it depends things. I think
Yeah,
there's a lot of things have to go wrong, and I think you were gonna lose the opener anyway
yeah,
if that sort of thing happens. But anyway, how many
yeah.
berries did
So
they get in?
looking at the oh yeah,
Not that
let's
many. Not that many. I was just wondering with the 2-2 because that's what they do
yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah. So on these dust maps, I really want to look at how Jeremy tends to go middle. There's an interesting development as it goes. We win solidly all the dust map openers, in my opinion. He goes middle. I have two there, but he spends all his time like focusing on Nick, and we don't get a berries. They I don't stop the berries, but they don't get their vanilla up. So they just now get their speed. We haven't moved snail at all, but they just have the one warrior, and we have
Yeah.
3. And I don't think they really ever like come back from that on the. Forget how they. I think
Oh,
they
it gets
win.
pounced
Oh
on
man.
there.
Yeah, so like they're now getting their third berry in, but we have like almost every gate. Snails in the tunnel. Some things
Yeah.
went wrong, but I like think we solidly had the beginning of this, and it
If
kind of
you
slipped away.
if you're gonna open middle, I think universally you need your vanilla has to be coming out. I think we talked about this earlier.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need you
So this
need to
is
have your vanilla coming out of middle. There's no reason to go there.
yeah, and so actually, yeah, for us, Brian's making a mistake. We talked about this, but it hadn't happened yet. And see how now he's going to near gate, but it's so late.
Yeah.
So the plan was, if the enemy queen opens middle, we preemptively have Brian get up near gate, and Quinn goes through the drone wrap to far gate. Is our program,
Gotcha.
because then we're still getting 2 vanillas up. Then if you're because you can't actually safely get the near gate up, a queen that goes middle can get to far gate
Hmm.
before the far gate vanilla forms. Now They're getting their third top when Snail's like kind of far for us.
Yeah, they should
So
definitely
this is
be
pretty even
transition.
right here.
They should be running it back at this point. I think if Sam had gone Warrior more, this team would have had a better job or
I
more
agree.
effectively brought Snail back. I mean, obviously they would have had 3 Warriors, but I don't know. It's interesting they didn't try that.
Yeah, I think Sam's really good. I
Oh
think
yeah,
she underestimated and undersold her own warrior and made that difficult.
yeah,
Even after the tournament, she was like she gets like a crazy kill on a day map that I'll highlight. But after the tournament, she like was really down. I was like, no, you're a really good warrior. Like you did those things because you're good, not because they accidentally happened. I was like, no one feels like they did well. Like most of the time, people are like,
yeah.
yeah, it just kind of happened.
Uh,
This is pretty, actually really even. I feel like Snail's like on the outside of the tunnel, maybe an advantage to them for objective.
it's enough of an advantage to where I don't know. It depends on how this push goes. That was a really good kill.
Yeah, I think a manager just kills me twice here. I like struggled to clear ledge space for them and create opportunities,
Hmm.
and then go down in the process. I missed a stick there as well.
They
I think a
had
little bit.
they had just enough, like 4 left, with them all being
Yeah.
bottoms. Like that's just enough to like. Oh, he's trying to kick him into. That's
Oh,
just
we
enough
missed
so you don't
these.
have to push Snail back at this point.
Yeah.
That's the strength of the 2-2, I guess.
Yeah.
It's also why
Because
so
we
many
weren't
people
moving
think
it, they were
2-2
denying it
works.
really, really well.
It's like games like that where like really specific things have to happen for 2-2 to shine.
Yeah. Those berries are hard. That was such a good stop from both of them to run those last berries. Like really juked Nick
Yeah,
out.
yeah, totally. Sometimes, oh my god, Amandra.
Yeah, she plays so well on Dust Clear, especially when her team's in a position of strength.
Yeah, I always hear her say, it always sounds so simple when I watch her play and hear her describe how it is. It's just like holding the the ceiling. And
Yeah,
as a speed warrior, you control so much of the map when you do that.
because like that's my number. Like the queen is looking to get on that ceiling to force the warrior out,
Yeah.
to empower your vanilla to get up there and ledge effectively.
Mhm.
And if she doesn't let you up there, like I missed one stick and she got a kill on me, and it was just like over at that point.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
another one.
that was another. That was covering a lot of options. I felt like
Mhm.
just even spamming like you read. You
Yeah,
realize he was just gonna do the same thing he did last time.
it's kind of funny. I feel like I almost get that kill because I was slow in the last day map.
Hmm.
Like I was slow and he was able to clip the gate, and so then he's like just expecting me to be slow again, but I'm much faster.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I like that dive under from Quinn actually. He like dies in the process, but I like the attempt.
I mean, at this point, you have it's he's trying to secure the lead you all have. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like him going down. Like if he doesn't, oh, this is insane. All of this is
Oh.
crazy. It keeps going.
Oh my goodness.
It's just like a brutal full team wipe between me and Nick.
Yeah. Even Nick right now, he's still hunting,
Mm-hmm.
hunting really effectively.
Looking for it.
Quinn looking for over transfer.
Right?
Oh. Yeah, this is
Yeah, I
really
feel like
effective lockout. Oh, they
and
biff it.
this is crazy. So everyone dies, but we still have it. Like
Oh yeah, you're fine.
because I'm able to push him out that far. I think he breaks in. Oh yeah, I think he should go in the middle for the gates, but instead went for snail. And I
Yeah.
think that was a critical mistake. Right, once he got past my column over my head, pick up at middle, pick up at left for sure.
Right here. Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
here, the program needs to be pick up at middle, pick up at left, not go underneath me. But I
Yeah.
don't think he expected like I didn't trust that I couldn't get beyond him. I don't think he expected that, or maybe he thought I was going to peek and he was going for the kill. I'm not sure.
It's hard to say, but I definitely agree that he should have went middle to left there.
Yeah, those two warriors would have been crazy. Like they'd have had two warriors and snail would have been underneath like the little ledge down there.
Hmm. That was the first moment they could have like recovered from this like huge deficit from the beginning. In 2020, someone probably hits that stench.
Probably, yeah.
Ooh.
So many more. Jeremy is so good at getting out of stuff. But like, this is
Oh.
one of those like play forever type of things. I actually, it's funny. Like, I see a lot of conversations whenever I'm running like pure lockout where people are like, I feel like Woody could have gotten the kill here,
Hmm.
and it's like almost always I'm also thinking I probably could have gotten the kill. Like I could probably get this kill. I could probably get this kill. But the point is like that's not the focus. Like killing Jeremy here isn't how we have to win. Like we do get it off the kill, but I'm just like trying to stop him from getting the gate. Like we got full wiped, and as long as I had all the gates, we got back up, and they didn't couldn't do anything.
You're cutting off all the options he has to like get back in the
Yeah.
game. I was talking to Joe and Domish about this, but it's like sometimes the best thing is back to what you're saying of just like limiting them from the resources they need to like come. It's like comeback factor almost. It's like
Yep.
making sure they just can't come back into the game.
Can we go back and watch this Dusk Opener? Because this is like where we tune up what we had talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Quinn's so low on
Oh yeah,
it.
Quinn
Like
tries to go through, gets
yeah,
through.
and I don't get bumped there. I got bumped on the last one, so they get two, but they have nobody up, and they're not able to get their speed up even because I have every gate.
Oh
Because
yeah,
I spent less time on the wrap dealing with drones than Jeremy spent. He spent a lot of time like trying to deny Nick on Snail Mikros.
yeah. He had an
Um,
opportunity here to get right gate too. He just didn't get it.
yeah, I mean it's kind of hard. The Warriors there. I think he could have slipped through for sure.
Yeah.
He's been out taking that stuff all day. We're not running Dust Triangle, which I think would have been good,
Oh yeah.
keeping him low.
That's a hard thing to like figure out in a draft tournament
Yeah,
or
yeah,
even at this point.
that was a Speed Warrior tactic that I think Nick Davis didn't have developed yet.
Yeah, and I don't think 2019 Killer Queen even had it totally figured out like
No, no, no,
what
no.
it looked like. That was really good to just punish every option, swarm him.
I mean, my team aggressively at 30, and you see it from clean at BB3 even.
Ooh.
Oh, I want to die here. Like I'm okay with this. This is another example of like life as
Resource.
resource. Like I have 2 lives, he only has 1 spare. They haven't gotten a warrior up all game. I'm just like, you know what? No one else is there. I'm gonna do the lockout. I'm gonna dive through you and kill your drones. And like maybe you kill me, maybe you don't. I don't know if he gets the kill there, but like he doesn't get anybody up, and Snail's still moving.
Yeah, I really like that. The only other option you could have had was just like here you just go right back up.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think it's like a 50-50. You either do that or you do what you did, and Jeremy just called you on the one thing, like one of the
yeah,
50-50 things you could have done.
yeah. I think
But
there's
but
like
I totally
minor
agree with that.
technical stuff.
Uh,
It's like no part of me like was sad to die there. I was
you
just like,
you
okay,
want to keep this advantage for sure.
and we still have it. Oh, we get this one. Yeah. So like that's like I go in on it twice, I get 1 kill, and I die once. It's like aggressive plays, and it pays off for us the whole time.
Yeah, now Jeremy like has to make something
This is
happen. He's had to make
all
something
so
happen this whole time.
wonky. Me
Yeah,
and Brian just could not figure out what side each of us wanted to be on. But now this is so strong from us. I've got him pushed completely out. Snail's gonna move for us.
has to get middle, has to keep holding some sort
Yeah.
of gate to get his
But
second
now
warrior
it's
up even.
already like it's at closeout point.
Yep.
So it's like he's getting people up. And this is like a full transformation of like how I was playing of like now I'm just like, let's just win.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it
And I
forces
think
all
I
those
changed my
warriors
mind.
to just play risky.
Yeah, I think
Oh man,
I
still
really
like
feel like I actually feel like I should have gone and tagged gates a lot of times right now.
I think having middle, yeah, you could have had. Well, I don't know about middle, but right for sure. Let's see. Like here,
Yeah, I think I should have gone tag gates.
like definitely in this moment, I think you should be getting. Yeah, when he goes down
I
here, for sure, take gates.
but but I also I think I'm doing it because I'm scared like my warriors are gonna die on the snail space against him,
Oh
and I'm
yeah,
gonna come back to like a wiped team, and I'm just like, you guys maybe I might have been telling people because like Nick dies at middle stopping a form, and I might have been telling my team you watch gates, I'll close out,
gotcha. Yeah,
which might just be like a consolidation of power dynamic, a fear of like how much Jeremy has just been working, and now I get all the gates and come back, and this is like a super strong position of strength.
yeah.
To, like have every single gate, they have 1 warrior. I was surprised they didn't fully recover. My warriors must have done a really good job of that.
They were also just sending all. It looked like the moment we were talking about where you probably could have got all the gates was also the moment where they were sending literally everybody to like sack.
Gotcha.
So it
Maybe I had.
just
Yeah, we might have had good drone awareness.
yeah.
Then
I
just been
think
like they're not trying
it
to get
worked
up.
out. I don't think it's the
Yeah.
worst case scenario for you to not have gates there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy cow.
That was a crazy just like lockout game. Did they?
Yeah.
They got 2 warrior forms all game. Curtis and
Yeah.
Amanda each got 1 warrior.
And
life.
they had Curtis was at the end there, I think, and I think Amandra only really got up at the beginning.
Yeah. It was like
So
each one of them got a recovery.
who picked Dusk Map?
Jeremy.
Huh.
It worked, dude. He freaks me out. I opened middle. He scared the hell out of me.
So
This
let
was
me
a
think.
beautiful mind game.
What maps had they won at this point? They'd won one day, right?
One day, one night, I
Yeah,
think.
I always default to just like pick the map you already won.
Yeah, but this is he scared me so much. I was like, what are they gonna do on Dusk Map? I was like, what? So I opened middle because I'm like, do they have a new plan? I was like, we that was the strongest game I think of the set.
Oh, I'd agree with that
I,
100%.
and so like to then pick that, I was like, what do they have? What weird gimmick have they come up with?
So far, nothing. They just got their vanilla up.
Yeah,
That's like
no, they
really,
didn't have any special. They were just run it back. There was
yeah.
no special plan. I think we lose this one, which is kind of crazy because this actually looks to be an even stronger start to the dust map.
I think it's more even for Jeremy's team has a chance right now, but it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to see how they
Oh yeah,
transition that into
we
a
locked
win.
them out pretty early on that dust map.
Yeah,
Oh, this is stronger than the first dust map.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Did they win the first one? Because this is the third one in the set.
I don't remember.
They won the first dust map. Yeah,
Oh,
we
gotcha.
won, we won the second
So then I
because
guess
they
I
won
don't
it.
totally hate going dusk map again.
Yeah, they won on berries after a Mandra killed me in the hive.
Yeah, you're right. Now you've kind of got them in the same spot you had them all last game, where they have like
Yeah,
one
this
warrior.
is a super strong fortress. We struggle like, and their berries aren't far at all. Quinlet's in that one top. That's like another like you can just like sit there on that like ledge. Like
Hmm.
if they're running the tops, you can just sit there and like one tap jump on drones right there. There's no reason to like be flying around if there's no clear.
Oh, really good kill from Curtis there.
Yeah, that was Curtis. I think kills me like 3 times in this set, and it's always like something like that where I'm just like, gosh dang it. Like the turnaround at left game, I'm like, gosh dang it,
Yeah,
don't do that. Leave me alone.
they've stalled the stale enough to where now I think they're like in a pretty okay spot. If they get
Yeah,
one pushback, then they're in a really good spot. I don't think it's
yeah.
gonna happen, but maybe it will. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the secret to a lot of their success against us continue to be our ledge weaknesses, meaning over consolidation of resources in those spaces, which meant that we couldn't move snail effectively.
Mander dying there's huge, but they have Curtis. They're
Yeah,
still getting. Oh, they don't get that one in. Never mind.
yeah. But it's like barely, right? Like it
Yeah,
doesn't feel good. No one goes, we have ledge on lock and feels good about it there. We go like, okay, well, we pulled it off. Look at this from Nick Mikros.
oh my god. I was like, something bad has to happen to one of these teams. Something's got to happen. Somebody's dying here. Really good bump though.
Did I hear? No. Oh, this is the turning point when both of these warriors get hungry on this queen and neither of them ledge,
Oh
and we
yeah,
don't get the queen kill either,
that
and they let
sucks.
in 3 berries, and as a result of neither of them doing their jobs, which happened, this happened routinely. Like we would leave ledge, and then so Brian McMahon would be like, "Why is no one ledging?" And he'd go do it, which I get, but then we have no one moving snail, so then that ended up with me in the snail space like way more than I need to be. Like, look,
Yeah,
I'm over there by myself, just like snail guarding,
yeah. Uh,
and it's like
that's some Kyle Shipwell
the,
shit.
the
Like,
role like distribution is really important.
just run berries type shit. Just
Yeah,
flood
definitely.
opportune moments. They're still trying to stack speeds here, which I think is totally not a good idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Jeremy's just
This
been
is
holding
crazy
it
because like
down.
we should win this game. Like Queen's low in the triangle.
Oh,
There's no like he shouldn't get out there. He should have never been like under that spot in the first place. But it's like it's so good. Like Jeremy's so slippery and he's so good at getting out. He like flirts with me there,
oh my god.
right? Right? Just like the last second turnaround, stuff like that. It's all so good. And now I'm on last and can't leverage things. Jeremy really like puts the pressure down.
Oh my god, Curtis getting all these bumps leads to this.
Hmm.
Woo!
Right? Right?
Jeremy's gone full hero mode this whole time. They just get the final berry and it
Yeah.
just happens. Jesus
Yeah. It's
Christ.
actually everyone leaves ledge.
Yeah,
Like no one ledges. It's not like they beat the Warriors.
yeah. Holy
No one's
cow.
even over there. I think
Created
what
enough
happened there is
chaos.
so Nick is covering for Quinn, and Quinn's like, I'm up heading to ledge. And
Mm,
that was when Nick left. rather than actually waiting for the physical moment that Quinn can take over ledge, which I think is a common communication mistake. Of like, oh, you're getting up. That doesn't mean I can stop the berry, you know?
Yeah, that does always seem to lead to like one or two getting in, or that's when it like, oh my god, what the fuck happened over here?
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good. This is such a good tournament.
This
The set is insane.
didn't expect a reset in grand finals, that's for sure. I was like, I don't know. I didn't think if grand finals would go this long.
It's a really crazy. This 3-3. Oh, this is when everyone starts chanting meat map.
Wasn't okay, so there was something with that, right? Like I feel like there was a point where Dylan asked captains if meat map should be on the table.
Yeah, it was like if both teams agreed to do meat map, they could do meat map.
That was what it was, yeah. But it was so
But
it's so
go ahead.
stupid to it was like that map just was so bad. Like it's bad now, but it was
Yeah,
so bad back then.
yeah. We're having like a bunch of conversations. So right now they're chanting meat map, and I like start grinning, and I walk off and start chanting meat map with them,
Yeah.
and it's our pick, and it's already selected in for day. I've already pressed start for day map, and then I shout, "We pick day map" to the other side.
Oh my god. Just keep the crowd
Just
guessing.
chant meat map with the crowd, and then select day map.
Pick
And
day map
until,
anyway.
like,
Yeah, we'll give you what you want. Just kidding.
there was no chance we were playing meat map in Game 7 of this tournament.
No, that would have been. I mean, it would have been crazy, but
Yeah.
not a good idea. Let me watch this opener again.
Yeah, Jeremy doesn't go for the stuff.
Doesn't if I follow through on it, and then that leads to this, yeah.
But it's so interesting, like these little micro developments. Like me getting
Yeah.
that kill because I was late in the first point and like learning that lesson. And then him not going in for it the third day map because like he got me last time.
Yeah.
This is all crazy and somehow works out for us really well.
Oh, it just gets got right there.
Mm-hmm. Just like creating chaos and then Nick. I think Nick like goes off this game.
He got Nick got the most warrior kills, right? Queen kills?
Yeah, he was the MVP.
Yeah. No, that was great. I remember it was like close between him and Amandra even. Like
Yeah,
it's a
and I
really good
remember
ending.
Andy Labor was in the running like towards the
Mhm.
end because he was on Dylan Lee's team.
Yes. And they
Yeah.
played
They got fourth. I
think they played you.
we knocked them out in losers.
Yeah.
We played them like right before we played you. I don't know who knocked them down.
I can't remember either. That team was super solid too.
It was really
Lot of really good teams that I think you do this like the next day even, and it's a totally different tournament.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, this is crazy. This is the Sam thing. Starts in the middle.
Yeah. No, this is some Killer Queen shit. Like that's
so
nuts.
good. It's so good.
I want to watch it one more
Yeah,
time for Sam's
she was
reaction.
like, I don't even know how I did that. Like, I just like tried to get it. I was like, yeah, you just like played the game with instincts and
went for it.
Worked out really well because you know your spacing and your timing and your like speeds. That's called just being good. And that crazy rundown that I was like, Brian, I literally when he was getting this, I was like in my head like, why are you chasing the queen? Please stop chasing the queen. You're a speed warrior. And then I was like, okay, whatever. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's that speed warrior shit that just like I don't know. Yeah.
Because I wanted him on left column so bad so that I could like come around. Quinn looking for the hover transfer. Like it's and then look at that.
Nice.
This is so like it's so many like crazy things going on right now.
Is this the second day? No, this is the third day map. I feel like the more day maps you play, the crazier it gets.
Yeah, and that man, I had literally never seen Nick Davis hit horizontal pincer prior to this tournament
with a J dive on top of all of it. Like
yeah, and so that's like crazy high tech level. J dive into the horizontal. It's last second. Like you cannot go later than that. And like I had never seen him do that stuff.
He made it look easy.
And then like at nationals, he didn't really want to do it. And I was like, no, Nick, you're so good. Please still do all that stuff. You're so good, man.
The confidence is what makes that sort of shit happen. I find it comes when you're like least expecting it for sure.
Yeah, and that's like a crazy and like this is like these KDs aren't impressive. These warrior percents aren't impressive. This gate control isn't impressive. It's just like specific queen moments for that game.
Yeah, well, it was so quick. It was a minute 30 seconds.
Yep.
So now we're in the reset.
Yeah, which this I think goes rather quickly.
All right, post reset, day map again. I don't know whose map pick it was at this point. Oh no, Jeremy gets the
Yeah, I mess up. I land on the fence, the
Yeah,
countdown fence. I just land on it.
that's why I
I'm
don't like
so
doing this thing. I know you do this all the time, and this also the opener is total preference, honestly.
yeah,
As long as you get through this gate at a good time. I just
yeah.
always do this exact thing you do. I always do that.
That's the only time I've done that in like recent memory. Honestly, I fuck up openers like a lot. Like I did that. I die on dust map opener a lot in the latter ends of tournaments. It's really weird.
Fatigue,
Like I should,
it's a hard thing to nail every single
yeah.
time.
I think like nerves come up,
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
just like overthinking stuff, trying to push too fast.
I think there you could have killed Stripes or led to something killing Stripes
Yeah,
going through the
definitely,
tunnel. That's a small
definitely.
thing.
Yeah, we had the out over there.
Now you got Snail in your favor a bit. They're gonna clear it out. Oh, so many people just went to clear it out. I think
Yeah, I really
this.
like this position press. I wanted that left gate so that when they swapped, I could be
Mm,
in the exact same position. I saw Brian dying there from a mile away, like that
wait, let me
speed
watch
warrior
it
running
again.
low underneath.
Wait, let me go
I'm
back.
like, no, 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 no. Go through the wrap. He's like as the drone.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
You hate to
I'm
see
like,
it.
that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Um, Stop this right gate. Yeah, that's so good from Quinn. Really, really great spacing.
Only Warriors and Manager right now.
Hmm.
Trying to open up space. Doing a pretty well job.
Oh, Quinn almost took up on that middle too.
Yeah. I got two.
Yeah, there's a lot of like queens repositioning themselves to the middle of the map, which is super interesting because like the coordination wasn't there to be hitting reliable. Like your warriors weren't creating that pressure to clear that space out for you a lot. Oh,
Uh,
that's a stabilization death. That's actually super interesting. This is from the like that's like they got rid of three bounce in this build. That was why stick to scrape
oh
was so much
yeah, yeah,
easier,
yeah.
and stabilization was harder at 30, and even harder at uh camp than it normally was.
Mm-hmm. That's yeah. I remember I just like had to like full on stick to scrape all the time
Yeah,
at a certain point.
yeah, that was like I because I was stick to scraping in the lead up to 30 anyways, so like going to camp it was just super natural. But like that was one of the few times
It's not like
that
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 anymore,
mattered
right?
for me. No, no. That
Stabilization at
was because they
least.
got rid of three bounce stabilization, but now that's back because everyone hated it.
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes they make changes I don't understand.
The three bounce stabilization elimination was a way of like trying to fix the issues that were going on with J dives.
Oh yeah.
Because J dives are messy because the moment you hit the ceiling, you trigger the three bounce stabilization, and then that makes things messy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why people are hitting clean J's and then getting knocked down from them and appearing lower or being lower than they appear is all because of three bounce issues.
Man, this has been. I feel like there's a lot of deaths happening, but not much snail progress happening.
Yeah,
Nothing's really
totally.
happened. This is the first time where they're actually getting some sort of progress, or you're getting some sort of progress.
Yeah, it's just been like a control mess. I think everyone's just like, oh, if we can get all the gates and move towards lockout, we can't diagnose this. This is actually super interesting. We get one kill there, but like they were all in our columns and we were swapping a bunch, and I called it off. I don't know the vibes. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, they were also doing a
And like,
similar thing down here where they're just like all in one spot.
yeah, yeah, like right here, I was like, we can kill all of them, but I don't know how. You know what? Forget it. Let's just
Yeah,
leave. Forget it.
into that. I'm into like resetting positions rather than like
Hmm.
forcing it, especially
Yeah,
when it's so wonky like that. Something that's
yeah.
not as tried and true as just like basic columns. Oh,
Oh,
really
that's a
good kill.
crazy. Oh, this is insane. This whole section's insane.
One kill there. Oh, nice kill. Imagine you guys force some sort. Woo! Everything just fell apart for blue there.
Yeah, that was like they had so much and then it just like disappeared. So that's another moment like he goes under this new day ledge at
Hmm.
Speedgate to get out. He does that a lot. He gets a kill off of it later. It was like one of the ways that he was making holding all the gates more difficult than I think most queens I play against. He does it again there.
Yeah, right
And
there. That's super strong.
it yeah, and it leads to I deny I think, yeah. a lot of like going under, but it pans out for us. But he'll get a kill this game, I'm pretty sure, off
Woo!
of it.
Oh,
So nuts. So nuts.
could have turned around, but yeah, led to that.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna do it again. Oh, he didn't do it that time. I thought he'd do it for sure.
Yeah, I actually like I let him do it. Like I go for it more to like figure it out better. And
Hmm.
there I thought he was going to right gate. Dre does that one to me all the time. That's another really good one where like you fake the dive to right gate and then you cut under that ledge
Yeah.
and it punishes the over pursuit. And it makes it so that if you work that into your repertoire, it makes the enemy queen unable to like pursue you at the side gates super intensely.
Ooh.
Look at that stall. The stall.
Yeah. Even
Oh, yeah.
challenging Quinn there, super smart, gets it anyway. Yeah, it's like those sorts of things, those little tactics, diving
Yeah.
under ledges especially, uh,
Mhm.
and the speed gate thing too. Uh, just puts more like he is making the what do I want to say here? The game or the next decision is in his favor rather than yours,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
interesting because like this is lockout.
Yep. But it's like keeping lockout is like hard. I think we like people talk about lockout because of like and it is, it's so oppressive, it's so strong, but like that doesn't mean that it's easy to do. It's actually like so difficult to do.
It takes a lot of discipline. He just did it again.
Yeah,
Dove through middle.
I kind of go for the tempo play over it right once he does it.
Yeah.
Just like get a little more snail.
There's
Oh, and then Nick
ooh,
just like he's like, I see you. Like, no, 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 no. He
that was
commits to
good.
that early.
I wonder. Jeremy was facing the other way. If this would have been a bounce, looks like it might be a bounce.
I think it's a bounce.
It's definitely not a kill if he's facing him, but
No.
I don't know.
But that
Gate
turn makes
two.
sense too, because he doesn't have the since he doesn't have the ceiling, like giving yourself more horizontal makes sense.
Yeah, good on him to call that out.
Yeah.
Wow, really quick going to dusk.
Yeah, we both just like I think the commentators said, oh, so that now look, they're gonna go for a middle warrior, and we did the right thing, sending near and far.
Yeah,
And
only
so we
one
get,
variant
but
even.
our, if I didn't play like an idiot, but then can we actually go back a little bit?
Yeah,
Because then Nick Mikros on checkers, his job is to bump middle, so they're still not getting someone out of middle.
yeah. Even though
And
you're
since
dead there, it
Jeremy
took.
went over to contest my near gate, he ended up getting no warriors early too. Because he goes over the top, so he's trying to stop my near gate vanilla. I'm getting up our far gate vanilla. Both of them happened because he tagged speed, which I wasn't sure about. I think maybe he thought he could stop Nick. I don't think that timing's there though.
This is so weird because I think in this situation I take right gate. I don't take
Yeah,
speed here.
absolutely. I think he doesn't tag right gate because no one's going for it, and then they come back.
Yeah, it's just wonky.
Yeah, let's go back and let's just talk about Jeremy's mindset because I think I get it. He's going over to stop right gate. I think that's his intention. He's going to stop right gate, but then he sees no one is going for right. He's like, oh, they're
Yeah,
both going to the rep, so I can't do anything. So let me grab speed. Why not? It's not something I agree with, but I think that's a fine thought.
but how do you not
But
see
then,
it here?
well, I think then he was just too late. I think Brian like came because Brian goes through the drone wrap and
Hmm.
comes back, which is really weird.
I think you could have had that gate, but it's definitely weird that you just didn't even try for it.
But then he goes back to middle because his warrior isn't getting up because of the drone bump, which I think also makes sense.
Yeah,
Wanting to go support your like
key player.
drone that's already at a gate.
Oh, now he's stuck in
Figure
the
out the
pseudo
triangle a little bit
triangle.
here. He cuts it
Yeah,
out.
it's enough to make him move.
And Snail's super neutral, which is like not historically how these dust maps have been going.
Yeah, they go down one warrior there. I think
But
this
it
is
was because
gonna
they
up.
sending that drone to get up middle meant that Nick couldn't ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just delays it a bit,
And
but
now it's moving though.
it's already in a super strong spot. Even all things
Yeah.
considered, you're about even on objective. You're pulling ahead now, and now he's in a really bad spot.
It's so
Oh,
funky.
yeah.
I almost died there too from the he could have turned around and got me, I think. The same thing of like the caps not being tight and me pursuing too hard.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Evander's is forced to make a decision. Yeah, I think the oh man, you transition the snail into your favor in a really effective way. And I think you've
Yeah, this
definitely
is a hard
adapted.
call out.
You've adapted more to their strategy than they have to yours.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Like if he hadn't gotten that first kill on you, I think this map just would have been steamroll in your favor the entire time. It still was, but or it still feels that way. But I don't know.
Yeah, this is pretty strong. But it's like we've had games where like it felt that way. Oh, he definitely just let me deny that.
Yeah,
I think he went back. Like I think he was expecting the run or calling for the run, maybe.
and then he gets spooked by Nick.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, the spook is like not like he's got to hold that gate for that amount of time, and then
Mhm.
like if he faces me, it's a death sentence as well. Like he's bumping right into Dick. Like maybe he can go down, maybe. But like that's a really interesting thing. This was something that it's similar to that kill that Nick got on you on the night map closeout for
Mhm.
the second night map, where he like stuck over the top of you because you couldn't go left because I had that whole dive lane. So you like had to go like I was coming down on the dive, and so you had to go right,
Yeah.
and then he had your head. And this is similar where it's like he can't go left because Nick's there, and so I'm pushing. It almost feels like a vertical pincer basically.
It's a really effective use of space because Nick's all the way down here when Jeremy commits to this
Yeah,
gate. Like it's just really good on Nick to like even not overextend here. Like he could have gone for this drone and you could see him like
yeah.
double back at it, but then he realizes this is more important.
Hmm.
Yeah, just really smart play from Nick. Nick's
Yeah,
definitely I think
absolutely.
Nick's the MVP. I mean obviously he's the MVP, but like also MVP.
Yeah, I think so too. He plays amazing.
So now we really quickly go into night map. This is the first opener where I feel like y'all are just actually stalling.
This is so stable.
Yeah.
I get really annoyed that Nick dropped off Snail there. I was like, I got you.
Yeah, that's the point of opening under there, just to get it off the
Yeah,
bridge right there. That was a really good bait and stick.
I should have supported Ledge there. I like left it. He still got one in, and I think he could have gotten stable like 4 times now. But
Hmm.
that's kind of
Some nice discipline there at mid gate.
yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, good on you to recognize the speed situation. They're still getting a
But their
lot of
berries
berries
just
in.
like flooded it. Well, Quinn went
Ooh.
down, and then I think we didn't have a cover for a while. They definitely win this one. I ended up dying twice over at left. I
Hmm.
think. Yeah, I think Nick didn't cover until late.
They also just like randomly ran three.
Yeah, yeah. That they were doing stuff like that where it was just like, oh, we're all down and we can't get back up. All right, get Sperry's in,
Yeah.
and Nick lets those in just because of the queen pressure, which I think is completely understandable.
Yeah, this is like the most solid uh position for blue so far. I
Yeah,
feel like. Well, Snail's chugging still. No
yeah,
warriors. It's not great, but like their objective is super strong.
yeah. But having a two clear situation, or like one theoretically, right? If they have nobody up,
Yeah.
if I'm not there and he gets one good clear, it could end.
Yeah,
Like
totally.
that closeout potential is really scary.
Now they're just picking y'all apart in the process.
Hmm. It is really good. And we
There's
know
that
that they're going to
clear
run
opportunity.
opportunity berries, so we still have to be over here. So I'm hugging it. I think I needed Nick in the snail space more. I think he was covering ledge because it was an issue, but like that was my job. I'm like, I got that.
Yeah, especially since you have the waterfalls you can play with a bit too.
Show the stabilize.
They're still getting them in.
Yeah, I mean, we're also talking about like I think just because you take the perspective of your own team, and I like making fun of Quinn. I kind of prod him about the ledge issues.
Hmm.
Um, and it's like he's speed ledge, but like Liz plays amazing, and Sam is renowned as one of, if not the best drone.
Yeah.
Like it's not surprising that we're getting juked out there.
Yeah, if you have two superstar drones running at you, one of them's getting in. Jeremy gets the one clear we were talking about.
Hmm.
He's gonna try and kick it. Aww,
Yeah, but it's like now they
Jeremy.
have two berries left, and that's a great position for them. And we've struggled to stabilize. I feel like
Hmm.
we weren't recovering out of Fargate reliably, which is what I'm looking for. It's like if I have to ledge, I thought I could clip that, and then I got greed. I was like, oh, but I wanted to tag it. I'm gonna still tag it, and then there's the second clear.
Yeah, it's over. It's gotta be over. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if he gets the, he goes monster mode aren't going to win that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like one of those. If you don't get the stability, then you can't move your snail, and they'll slow leak berries eventually, especially if your ledge is leaky.
Yeah, it's always a win, not if with berries.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate these endings too, where it's like one decision wins them the game, whereas I feel
Yeah.
like so many more decisions are involved with stale and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hate berries.
Absolutely.
But that's my damage.
That's fair.
All right, so this is like the fifth time we've seen Dusk.
Yeah, yeah, we play so many ducks. And we see it again. This is the best one. He immediately
Yeah.
kills Nick. That's the response. Immediately kill the drone and get the gate. And I think you should send like if you're running berries, it's different. But I think if you're through one snail, you send a drone through the drone wrap to waste
Ooh.
my time. Right? Quinn just
Jeez.
insane.
That's
So
a
I
really,
love it
really
because
good
like
kill.
That's what Quinn is always looking for when he was on ledge. Is just always looking for like the bait play, like kind of using their berries as a way for him to like generate kills.
Hmm.
And I hate it, but like totally works out well.
Yeah, when it works, it looks great. Whoa. Let's bump off
Yeah,
that warrior.
that doesn't happen now.
Yeah, for sure, you're dead there.
I loved
That's
it
really
though.
good clear from them, just to force you out.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
really great.
leads to a death in the process, but Snail's in your favor so hard already.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is like I think so nuts. I missed my stick there. I went for the gate and tapped too much.
yeah.
Did I die here? Yeah.
And getting like this courtesy speed at right.
Jeremy fakes left to make me go for the gate and then
Mm-hmm.
gets the kill.
Wait, I missed it.
Right here, that fake left.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I thought he
yeah.
was gonna rise up, and then I'm like, he's like capitalizing on my own reaction time being good.
That's why I don't like, or that's my least favorite part about opening middle, is there's so many interactions like that, and if you die there, it's such a big deal. But that happens all the time if both queens open middle. Or, in my experience, that's what happens if both queens are kind of playing reckless.
Yeah, I completely agree. Because it kind of rewards whoever like gets the gate there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think like faking the high and being the one to dive low first is like a good recipe. Like people don't expect it still, but
Yeah.
it's still hard. So
He had no options.
yeah, that's a crazy moment of like, oh, he turned right when I turned. I've noticed that more and more lately. I've like on moments
Yeah.
that I've gotten out on it, like he just so happened to turn to move that way at the same moment I did, and I'm just so close to him. I think he could have turned and bumped me, but he was still worried about the horizontal.
Mm-hmm.
They get a good recovery, but the snail is just moving.
Yeah, so many times in the set, I remember Jeremy having to be full hero mode.
Yeah, and he does a great job of it, but it's not going to be consistent.
Yeah, it only works so long. It's like a consistent problem with queens like this that even me too, I'm like, I can only do this for so long.
Yeah,
Good closeout.
yeah. His warriors weren't in the space, so he kind of just has to do it. I think he had more time, but I get it.
Oh, he for sure had more time, but
Yeah, it's not that far.
it's also panic mode. You
Yeah,
dive in there, like freaks him out.
yeah, absolutely. Like if he gets that kill, I think he's really excited. But it was like he went low, so I went low.
Oh my god, the gate percentages that time.
What was it? I
Hold
didn't
on,
see
I
it.
feel like both of you
Yeah, it's
had
coming
like
up.
really, really low ones. Where'd the stats go? Hello?
They're oh, they're before the replay. There it is.
Yeah, like nobody touched me.
I don't know what that means because speed gates were definitely tagged in that game.
Oh,
Was
they
it just
were.
like
It
so late?
something.
They're both tagged at the end. It must
Maybe
have
the
just been
stats were
so
just
late that it
bugged.
doesn't count. Yeah,
Yeah.
stats could have bugged out.
You just saw that and I was like, what the fuck happened? If they got
Yeah,
0%.
0%, 0%.
Weird.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
feel like that was just so much like bait. I feel like we figured them out and like their baits and their stuff, and then just ended up like capitalizing on all of those moments in the reset.
Yeah, they've gone. Those have been such a long set. It's reset for
Yeah.
them. Like the pressure's on them.
Yeah. And I think there is a demoralizing aspect of like losing when you're coming out of winners.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think many people view that as like the rallying moment for them.
It's even weird. Like there's so much momentum in favor of the lower bracket player coming.
Yeah.
Like you play so many. Oh, really good. bait there. There's so much momentum in your favor if you're the one coming out of losers versus the people in winners who like have to wait a couple
Yeah,
games or something.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think coming out of losers to win is like the best feeling.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. You get so many more games in, you get so refined in what you're doing. It feels good. Uh, they're trying to run the 2-2 thing. Your queen team hasn't quite stabilized, but the snail's just moving majority of the time so far.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. We have all the gate control.
Yeah, Jeremy's
He's,
dancing with you a little too much. Even now, you got ledge on lock. Everything's fine. This is scary, but everybody, it all ends up fine.
he's gonna clear for a berry.
Oh, that's an unfortunate clear on the snail for blue. Jeremy in
Yeah,
the hive, this is not where you want to be. Oh my god. Even like
yeah,
this
this hive's
drone trying
close.
to bump. It's like so many, and then like so many drones just dying back to back to back. Oh. Oh, really, really good kill there. Then you're just on him. Oh my god. I didn't know that was how it ended. Like such a
Yeah,
decisive off spawn kill.
the last turn. So actually, could we go back to the right after his first death? So I actually, it might be after the second. Let me see. No, this is it. I think. No, no, no. After the second one.
Okay.
So after the second one, I'm in the hive. Oh yeah, because I'm right in the hive. So after the, oh wait, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, yeah, right here. It's right there. Go back like 10 seconds. So right here, um, you'll see me like land on that little ledge right after he dives.
Mhm.
Because it's that same the way that the game ends is that dive path. I was looking for the
Yeah.
same right there. It's like that same dive path is being blocked off. Like if he dives, he's
Yeah.
got that straight angle to middle gate, and that's what I'm worried about. Which is why I go over, because otherwise I'll lose the horizontal momentum, and he'll like cross my column. But I go
Mhm.
back on it, and that's like inevitably how the tournament ends. That exact same kill I was looking for right there.
Yeah. I mean, his back was against the wall like this whole time, especially like literally he was in the hive for so long. He just danced with you too long. I think
Yeah,
they could have transitioned to more of an advantage for sure.
yeah. I think he didn't want to risk like going under me, which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
But not having, I think right here, Amanda has to go help him.
Yeah, it's just that sucks so hard.
Like that snail kill right there, I think she goes and helps him the moment you kill snail.
Yeah. Runners respawning.
Yeah, which I think is in general like something that is under talked about it and is like every time you get a kill on the snail rider, if it's a team that's only going to have one person riding snail, or like there aren't other drones around, or like they're like they only have the one drone. Every time you get that kill on the snail rider, it's like a cooldown before they can ride snail again.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can capitalize on something else, and that's like super applicable in recovery, where it's like you get a bop on snail, that means you can go and get a pickup out of a nearby gate, and you get
Mhm.
that one try, and then you got to go back because their snail rider's back, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah, that's what we see so many times in like, ooh, my god, the gate percentage. Uh,
Yeah,
so many
those are
times in
strong.
famines where the aggressive queen gets like back-to-back drone kills that just like leads to more advantages, more snail pressure in your favor. It's the same thing even when it's not famine sort of thing. If you just hunt the rider the whole time, that's what Full Mill is super super strong about, and I don't see enough teams that effectively do it on day map especially. If you just hunt that one
Mhm.
drone that's trying to run snail, they literally have nothing going for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, but that was just like you could tell your team hit a stride in that set and just like ran with it. Decisive reset.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like reset intensity is super interesting to me. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you oftentimes see like one of the sets be really, really clean, and then the other be a slog, like all the time.
Yeah, and it's never like the first set of before the reset or the second, which is which one that's gonna be.
Yeah,
Um,
no. Like when I think back to every time I've like reset or been reset on, it like switches back and forth which one was the good set and which one was the or like the dominant set and which one was the
mhm.
close set.
Yeah, totally. But that was
Just
just
like
like
so
super
interesting.
decisive.
Yeah.
And holy cow, I guess Quinn had a monster game that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good.
Um,
But even still, it's like everybody one death, two deaths is like not bad.
it was a fairly quick game, 1 minute 16 seconds. All those games felt super quick in that
Yeah,
post reset.
yeah, they were all really short.
Yeah,
Even like the one we lost was super short,
yeah.
which is like kind of interesting. Usually, like if a set is decisive, the game that the other team won tends to be like a stronger game across the board. Like that's the one that was like hard to win.
Mm,
But I think they won that map pretty solidly.
yeah, I'd agree. Um, I guess with that.
Actually,
Oh, what
across
were you gonna
all of
say?
them, I feel like yeah, I feel like even in the first set, it was all like I feel like most of the wins are solid wins for the team. Like it's a lot of like we have this map, they have that map.
Yeah, there's. It's unfortunate because there weren't many times where if Jeremy's team was behind in the beginning, they never transitioned to any sort of stabilization. Whereas I felt
Yeah,
like your
I agree with
team
that.
your team kind of could do it. I felt like Nick and sometimes Quinn even were like solid at just like playing that last warrior smartly, and usually they were speed, which is like not super common. But
Yeah,
kudos to them for like playing super safe on last warrior, last speed warrior especially.
yeah. I was always curious about that, like how many teams, because I felt like we really strongly had a program, and I don't know how many teams at camp like had a program that they really felt like everyone was like sharing an approach to the game.
Well, it's a lot of. I will say it's a lot of pressure on the Queen players. You drafted these
Yeah,
people. It's a lot of things have to go right for you to succeed at this thing. You
yeah,
have to have picked like a well-rounded team and then figured out like if you're running berries, which pretty much everybody was doing for the most part, uh, how you do that. Whether it's a 2-2 like this team, and 2-2 got them to grand finals. It worked until it didn't. Uh, how you run that 2-2, how you run the snail 3-1, who's your warrior, who's your speed warrior, who's your
yeah,
ledge defense. All there was so much pressure I felt like on the Queen players to like be these dictators of that sort of thing, and then you have to figure it out on the fly. That's always mixed teams' weakness. Is like figuring
yeah,
out mid tournament. How do we fix like these problems that I mean, it's easy to like when we look back to like figure out like, oh, these really specific things happened, and that's why we didn't go full mill on night, and that's why we fell apart, and like it never felt like it was in our favor. But in the moment, it's like, what the fuck happened? I don't know. Like I was playing my game, like it's impossible to dissect those things. I wonder what camp would be like if the captains didn't play and you
oh
drafted
my
five
gosh,
people
that is
instead,
so fascinating.
and you just
I would
coached your
love,
team.
oh my god, I love that idea.
We've done coaching at Domish's house where you literally stand behind the person and like give them pointers on what to do in the moment or after game what to do. And I feel so much more useful doing that than anything else I ever do in that game.
That's awesome.
It's
Coaching is rad. We do that for the newbie tournament,
mm,
where like a veteran player gets a team to be their coach the whole tournament,
oh,
which I
that's
think is
phenomenal.
like, yeah, it's really cool because it's like the newbie tournaments are Swiss style, so they
Mm,
just last forever. So you also just like have a friend now in the community that
mhm,
like you hung out with for 5 hours that day, and that like helps with recruitment and retention. But like it's also just like you have this person that's just like, oh, you don't get a thing, or, like you don't understand why you are a warrior on a ceiling and you're running into the queen's face and you're dying because you're like that new that you
mhm.
don't know that's how that works. Well, here's someone to explain it to you. Um, but do I've never done that with like established teams. That's super interesting,
Oh yeah,
and
it's
there's a
it's
lot of value in that.
it's phenomenal. I did it with my BB4 team. I uh
Nice.
I let Andy Queen uh just to give her extra practice, and I was like, oh no, this will actually be like really good. I can just like sit back and tell my team what they're doing wrong,
Yeah,
and it
that's
led
super
to
interesting.
like I felt like we made leaps and bounds that turned, and it helped Andy because I kind of could give her advice on what to do, and then it was like interesting to see like our two styles mix and match with like my teammates and like what worked, what didn't. But
Yeah,
I think coaching totally underused. I think I would like to see more formats that explore that thing. I don't think we'll get that sort of level in camp. It was already such a pain to like,
yeah,
well, not a pain.
yeah.
It was a pain in a way for Dylan to like get everybody organized and going.
Oh, yeah. That was a massive undertaking.
and just the level of coordination you need. Like you have these people have to show up, and so much of
Yeah,
like the final week, so many people just like drop out, and then what do you do? But
yeah,
who knows? I don't know. Be interesting to see a
yeah. You
take
guys
on that
should try
format.
around. Something I'm is like queen swapping. Like you have three teams that are practicing for an upcoming tournament. Like
Hmm.
this practice session, each team is just going to swap. So if you have like four teams, like they swap, and then whenever you're not playing for someone else's team and your team is playing, then you can just like coach them.
I like that. There's so much.
Seems like a
Queens differ
really
in
cool
style
idea.
so much too. It's a lot
Yeah,
to learn. Even if maybe I go queen for like another team, and it like our styles just don't match up, and I just don't weld well. But like
yeah,
I'll probably learn something from playing with them.
yeah, absolutely. Or if like you might see a moment where like another queen manages to pull something off with your player
Hmm.
in a specific space, and you're like, don't think I would have been able to do that with them, or I don't think I would have called for that there. But you're like, oh, but we can do that. Like now I see this thing. Like
Yeah,
if you can do that with my player, I can do that with my player.
it's probably more beneficial for obviously for the majority. That just makes
Yeah,
sense in my head. Majority wins in that sort of situation.
yeah. But it's also a good time because like I think queens tend to be coaches and captains in general for their team, and so like give you an opportunity to just like step back and be like, okay, I don't have to play right now. What is my team doing?
Hmm.
And you can just look at the opener and be like, oh, this is what's not going well. Because it's so hard. Like, why aren't we winning mid gate on day map? Like, you can't do that while you're also playing. You can't figure out what's the micro mistake that someone's doing.
Yeah.
Um, I've gotten like 3 rounds into a tournament before I found out that like my second drone isn't missing the very pile they're going to it.
Hmm.
And it's like, if I could have just been away from the screen for a set, I would have noticed that immediately and been like, hey, don't do it this way, do it that way. And short of like little things.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with all that.
Really. But I also feel like you guys don't deal with this, but we struggle for like consistent practice a lot in Chicago,
Mm.
where like it's like teams because like we'll get a lot of players, but then it's like the one team that's there. Like this happened a lot before BB4. It's like my team was there, but like that's not going to be good, productive, or fun for like almost anyone if it's like these newer players that are also going to nationals and like squatting up with like partial squads, and then it's my full nationals team. Like that's it's not like balanced is what we
Yeah.
struggle with a lot. And so like if you don't have full team practice, you can't really like reliably swap around like that as much.
Yeah, I'd agree with that for sure. Being on that was definitely how we were like years ago, and it sucked. Just not being able to get good practice sucks.
Yeah, ours always ebbs and flows. A lot of our players have started doing like more mixed teams, which just
Hmm.
means that they like are less inspired to show up to practice. Um, and then for some, like before BB4, it was just like a lot of like weird time. Like some people like couldn't do after 8 p.m. on weekdays, and some people couldn't do until 9 p.m. on weekdays. It was just like, okay, I don't know how we're gonna get 10 people in the cabinet
Yeah,
reliably.
it a lot of that was another pain point when we set up like tryhard's reoccurring thing. We also have to balance it around like I don't know. There's so many factors with the physical space and everything.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
are we taking business away from ground control? All those sorts of things.
That's a real thing to think about for sure.
Yeah. Um, I guess with all that said, we're done. We're done with top three. Uh,
Yeah.
if you're still watching at this point, thank you for watching. Um, I don't know. Do you have any anything else you want to say?
No, I don't think so. I feel like this was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on. I think this was really enjoyable.
Oh, of course. Thanks for joining me. This was yeah, it was a total blast. I hadn't watched these games in a really long time. Camp feels so far away at this point that it was nice to
Yeah,
like go back and watch it.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I'm gonna hit stop recording. Bye everybody.
Yep. See you guys.